drove to Essex to run errands. Ian lives downtown in a complex with 4 friends. It's been 2 months since graduation. I eat and sleep and do my makeup. Designated driver at the gay club. My life is ruled by common sense and low alcohol tolerance. There are less and less things I'm afraid of. Shirley Temples and Lisa have yet to decide. Lay my nails down, I hate the feeling that there is some debt to be repaid. For whatever reason, I know this place. I lie down on Randy's floor. Teach myself to play new chords.
I'm so happy 'cause I'm a gummy bear, gummy bear. Fucking
My college friends and say I wish I could teleport, but at least it doesn't hurt.
Pennsylvania, it's 7:25, and I just wanted a fucking Mexican pizza. When nobody was there to work to keep the fucking lobby open. And I don't want to eat a Mexican pizza in my car. It smells like shit, but it tastes delicious.
We've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas.
Shirley Temples and Lisa have yet to decide. Lay my nails down, I hate the feeling that there is some debt to be repaid. For whatever reason, I own this place.
Scrub Daddy.
Scrub Daddy? Ah, what are you doing here? Wait, where do you go, Dad?
Big as it used to, doesn't burrow down in my tissue. Funny how the weightless when there's nothing left to prove. I am who I was back then. I am still a teacher's kid. I guess that home was a space I had to go into. Funny how the weight lifts when there's nothing left to prove. 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 I joined a cult, I didn't mean to. I just wanted a friend. Somebody handed me a red fruit. I sunk my teeth right in. I don't know what happened. It was all so quick. Worried I'm making a habit out of letting my morals slip. You think it won't be you, then it is. You'll think it's bullshit, but if the shoe fits.
Zamp. Happy Friday, one and all. We're here. We made it. Ignore my little Superman curl. I don't know where the hell that came from. But anyway, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Let's see. I think CB Geek was the first one here.
Shit right now.
Awesome. CB Geek could shit right now. Buddy's here instead. CP Geek! Nice to see ya. And then following that, I heard... Oh, then Rickshaw Tom! Rickshaw Tom! It's Friday. You're keeping me company on my drive down to Connect I Cut. Instead of Critical... Well, that's a mighty big shoes to fill. But I will do my best. I thought I heard... I did hear Mexican pizza, which means Phoenix is here as well. But welcome in, everybody. Didn't know if you'd be streaming at all tonight. Well, I have quite the streak going, so there it is. So come hell and high water, I'm gonna try to stick to it. We hit I think every stream in December, and we've hit every stream in January, so we're gonna keep on rocking in the free world as, much as we can. I'm sure things will come up that will prevent a stream, but in the meantime, if I can't stream, I'm gonna. So. He seems frivolated. He seems a little fribulated. Yeah, if only we had a way to defibrillate him. How much is this going to eat my data? It depends on what bitrate you're set to. If I put a stream on in the car, I'll go to the gear and I'll set it down to potato mode 160p. Then I can hear it just fine, but since I'm driving, I'm not really looking at it anyway. You can also just set audio only mode, which would do the least amount of data, but 160p potato mode uses very little data. So that might be the way to go. I magic missile the darkness. And we appreciate you streaking. Oh my. You don't have unlimited? I thought that was a thing for most folk. I am a potato. Torpedo mode. Thanks for the tip, you potato. You potato. I just think it's neat. Well, I don't have unlimited data. I mean, it's one of those I have up to 40 gigs a month, and then I get throttled to heck. But I get it for free because it's with Helium Mobile. So, but I only use about 5 gigs a month anyway of data, and that's just from streaming music in the car. That if I don't happen to have whatever I want to listen to downloaded to my phone. But yeah, unlimited is not what it seems for the most part, and I don't know. Given the current climate with things, I'd be surprised if it exists in any way, shape, or form in a year from now. Or two, we'll see. Just started binging Severance, which is an awesome sci-fi show on Apple TV Plus, which I totally 100% have a subscription to because I'm 100% legit always. Yar, Captain, I understand what ye be saying. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I just, you know, me with all the things that I do, getting into a TV series is a difficult thing. I've made exceptions for Marvel shows and stuff, but like, I don't know, it's hard to sit down and get into TV. Because I'm usually multitasking. I'm usually doing something else when I have something on. And if it's like a YouTube video about computer parts or someone camping in the woods or just something I don't necessarily have to pay a whole lot of attention to, it's good background fodder. It's in the middle of its second season, just started the first one, so I've got a bit to go. I think that they had like some interesting marketing for the second season. They had like that glass box set up in, I think, Grand Central Station or something like that in New York with the actors inside it, like ignoring the outside world, and like, I don't know, it was weird. It's weird. I saw TikToks about it. But yeah, we're here. We made it through another week. So yeah, today's the 24th, January 24th. So yesterday was January 23rd, which is 123, which was which marked the 4-year anniversary of my mom dying. So it was my mom's 4-year death anniversary, I guess, if you want to call it that. So it's kind of weird. Doesn't feel like it's been 4 years, but that also means I've been on Twitch longer than 4 years. And that also doesn't seem like a thing that should be, but it is. And here we are. So, but in all honesty, it was a normal, regular day. Given, you know, the previous 3 years and everything, just being a regular, normal day is probably the best thing it could be. You know, I acknowledged it, but like, otherwise, just was a day. And I think that's fine. Fodder. Are we feeding livestock? Maybe. It's super weird, but really well written and shot. The score is also super good. Well, maybe I'll take a peek at it at some point. You've always been here. Tom Scott had his funeral suit in the back seat. Yeah, speaking of funeral suits, that was my today. So yesterday, this is kind of like the 3-day stretch of death for me. Yesterday being my mom's death anniversary, and then today I had to be up and out the door bright and early to drive to New Hampshire for my Aunt Doris's memorial mass. So probably the only time in my well, aside from like when I was made to do it as a little kid, but probably the only time in my life I've had to like set an alarm and get up and put on a tie and drive 90 minutes to go to Catholic mass. But I went. It was drive got a little squirrely at parts with snow, but then it cleared up and it was really nice out once I got to Hanover. And there's it's a really pretty little church. Maybe 20 people there. And me and my older sister, of those 20 people, me and my older sister were the only family members that were there. So, but we were there. It was it was a nice little service. It was short. It was maybe 40, 45 minutes tops. And priest delivered a nice little eulogy, a nice little urology, and I just accidentally hit the gas piston lever on my chair, and now I am very short. Life pro tip. Your boy just snapped a vice grip onto the bottom of mine, so no matter what, my chair ain't going down. In an early U round, and sugar, we're going down swinging. Those are different things. Hashtag Fallout Boy. Watch out, radioactive man. Looks like this is the end, Fallout Boy. What's happening?
M0 Tilt got drafted by Jim today.
Jim dropping a 5-bomb on us. Thank you so much. Some great folks getting those gifted subs as well.
Pudge the Kitten got drafted by Jim today.
The streamer formerly known as Cat Dad, who is now modeled, but is Cat Dad, getting one of our streams as a friend, Cat Dad.
Drafted by Jim today.
And then Pudge the Kitten. Then our new friend Thicubus, who raided into us, I think last week, getting a gifted sub.
Jim today gifted a tier 1 sub to Thicubus.
But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Get yours got drafted by Jim today. Jim today gifted
Where were
a tier
we?
1 sub to get yours.
But yeah, it was a Catholic mass, so there was standing and sitting and peace being pieced upon piecing all the piecing of the people and making peace, and all that stuff. It was fine, and then I got to meet the woman Barbara who who's I guess took the reins of, I don't know if she was the executor of her estate or what, or if she was just taking care of everything for her. But she's the one who sent me the random email saying that she had passed away. So I finally got to meet her face to face. So that was nice. And, we shared some stories with me, and I got some of the backstory as to how my aunt got involved with that whole family, which she always referred to as her New Hampshire farm family. And way back in the day, which was a Tuesday, when my aunt was going to nursing school the first time around, one of her patients was Barbara's father, and he was, I guess, in the hospital for a couple of months, and my aunt was his nurse for those couple of months, and sort of developed a rapport with them and got to know the family. And then that was something like, that must have been in the 40s, I want to say. Yeah, that must have been in the 40s. So and then just over time, she had lived with the family on occasion because she was a poor college student putting herself through school, and she lived at a room in their farmhouse, and but she had almost everyone else that was there was her farm family, so a lot of people that loved her were there, even if just her blood relatives, there was only 2 of us. She had a good number of her farm family there, so that was nice. And her ashes are currently en route to Chicago, where she's going to be laid to rest next to her partner Vivian, who passed away back in the 90s. So they will finally be together again. So yeah, Reese's Pieces with the Lord. I have a piece of lint in my peaceful eye. Trying to remember how some of the rest of that joke went. What's happening?
Don't take it from me. The crazy.
Are you ordering tacos, CB Geek?
Maybe you're right. Maybe I get a giant burrito too.
Or a giant burrito?
I love the little tacos. I love them good.
I love them tacos.
Tacos! I need them or I will explode. That happens to me sometimes.
Despite these minor mishaps, everything is normal again. If possible, things are even more normal now than they ever were.
Tacos. Thank you for the 100 bits. I got confused for a second. All right, well, we're revisiting the Mexican pizza. I guess because tacos. It smells like shit. But thank you for the 100 bits, CB Geek. Greatly appreciated. Let's see. Kevin Smith said it best. Catholics don't worship their religion. They mourn it. I don't know why I said that like George Carlin, but I don't know. Kevin Smith, George Carlin, Catholics, it all jives. Jim went to a Catholic mass in Japanese in Tokyo last Sunday with a friend. I'm not Catholic, but it was an interesting experience. I'd imagine, like, I've been to a couple, I've been to one Catholic wedding and at least 2 Catholic funerals. But yeah, just imagining like that service, because like the Catholic mass is, you know, like McDonald's is kind of the same anywhere, but that whole thing, like I assume it was in Japanese. Oh, well, you said it was in Japanese, so there you go. But like all the words and the prayers and everything being said in Japanese, that'd be a bit of a trip to see that. But yeah, I'm clearly not a Catholic either. I was raised a Mormon until I reached the age of reason, but my mom wanted us to be open-minded and think for ourselves, and took us to lots of different churches and houses of belief, from the Holy Rollers to the Jehovah's Witnesses. And yeah, all it really did for me was make me an agnostic atheist. So what are you gonna do? But my mom and I think the rest of my full-blooded siblings were baptized into the Mormon church. But I wasn't. They were trying to teach me, but I was asking too many questions. And then I heard the song Judith by A Perfect Circle, and for some reason that song was my aha moment in terms of like, wait a second, this can all be bullshit, and that's okay. And that was it for me. So, but I still think all the different religions and denominations and religious texts and everything are interesting. The beliefs and the practices and all those things are interesting. So like going to a Catholic mass and seeing these ceremonies is interesting to see. But, you know, doesn't mean I want to believe in them. There it is. That's some burps in there. Actually, no. Awesome wife made baked ziti for dinner. Ooh. That is nothing like a taco. Thought I might inspire a oh, I see. But thought I had it all, but it's still just hanging out in there. A dogma association. Yeah, I guess so. My mother raised us Pentecostal. We went to a Pentecostal church for a couple months because one of my aunts went there. And that was probably my most negative experience in terms of organized religion. I liked that one the least. Thinking for oneself is lots of hard work, though. The current government administration would rather we didn't. My aha moment was Take On Me. In a day or two. Still got it. Not even warmed up. Except this one guy on shrooms, someone asked him what you think happens when you die, and he got like 95% accurately. They'll charge into heaven if they don't run past it first. Oh, thank you. But yeah, circling back around, it was a nice service. What was kind of funny though is it's very of like the 20-something people that were there. I mean, based on who stood up and took the sacrament, I think there was only 2 actual Catholics there. And with the Catholic Mass, if people that aren't aware, there's call and response, and you have to stand at certain times and bow your heads at certain times. And there's a lot of like choreography that you're expected to know, but like 18 out of 20 weren't Catholics, and the priest, like, he's doing all the gestures and everything, but he'd get to a certain point and then he'd like to get people to stand up, he'd be like, just like, stand up. I don't know. It was entertaining to me. Basically, all get to the same points, but how they interpret and enforce their dogma makes for weird outcomes. Yeah. And I think the biggest culture shock for me was I spent the biggest chunk of my childhood going to the Mormon church. And that was before we started going to other churches. So going from like how the Mormons view the world and how the Mormons view their fellow man into a different Protestant sect that was much more judgmental and, dare I say, hateful, as opposed to Mormons who, I mean, there's the jokes and everything about, oh, well, their Mormons are just so polite and they're just so nice. And that is the case. Like, at their core, even if some of their, you'd look into the history and some of their other beliefs run contrary to that, your average Mormon is just a happy, okay, that's cool, nice person. But then going to one of these other churches where it's like, if you have a family member who is not in our church, then they are going to burn in the fiery pits of hell. And my dad, he didn't go to church with us. It wasn't anything he wanted to do. He had no interest in it, which is kind of ironic because before I was conceived, my parents decided to move to Maine to join the seminary. But I digress. And that was kind of one of my first cracking points was like going from this one place where like everyone is involved, whether they're participating or not, and everything is still kind of nice, even if you're not in the upper echelon of Mormon heaven, you're still in the lowest version of Mormon heaven, as opposed to like when we were with the Holy Rollers, and it was like, well, if your father's not here, then he's gonna burn. He's gonna be left behind. And it's your responsibility to save him. And it's like, yeah, no, thank you. He's up there doing the gestures, people trying to follow along, and then he sneezes. God bless you. I don't know. Some of the texts are really cool. Mom's an ardent atheist. I'm pretty agnostic. If anything, leaning towards paganism, if anything. Not too big on faith in general. Kind of like Reagan. Trust but verify. Yeah, I'd rather put my faith in stuff that the scientific method, stuff like that, you know? Something that's not ardent and dogmatic, and the whole idea of blind faith is not appealing to me. As the nice thing about science is it's all laid out in front of you, and is to be repeated and is to be challenged. And if something is proven wrong, then yeah. It's like the 13th apostle Rufus said, it's better to have ideas, because you can change an idea, but changing a belief, people go to war over that. Ooh, blind faith sounds very appealing to me right now, but I don't have any, literally or figuratively. Yep, rest in peace, Magic Hat. Most religions like that do the doom and gloom shit to keep their numbers, not gain followers. Yep. The fear-based dogmas. Oh well. It's the verify part that's hard. Yeah. Ah, well. In any case, it was a nice little service. Part of the eulogy, he even made a little joke saying how when he was young, his grandmother, who also lived to be 96, she passed away in October, the year that both the she was Boston through and through, and it was in October, the year that both the Yankees and the Mets were in the World Series, and that's when she finally went. I don't know, I don't remember exactly how he put it, but it was kind of funny. And then he revisited that, talking about how after the it was not too long after the results of the presidential election, and how Aunt Dodie must have been in that same boat of I can't go through this again, and so that's when she checked out. So, but if you knew my aunt, she was very, very like old school Democrat. Like, my freshman year of college, she signed me up for a subscription to the magazine Mother Jones, which is like an old liberal magazine. But yeah, it was a nice service, and I got to meet some of the farm family members, and then me and my sister and her kid Fen and Fen's partner Parker, the four of us, it was like noon at this point, so we went to a sushi restaurant in Hanover, and we had some sushi, which was really nice. Been a while since I've gone to an actual sushi restaurant, so it was very good. It was very good. Had some sushi, then had a really nice. Took the long way through the back roads back to West Leb, for those that are familiar with the area. And then just because I was there, I was like, you know what? There's a Target here, and it's not the little fake Target that we have in Burlington. So I walked around the Target for a little bit just because I was there, and then I headed home, and it was a nice drive. So for a day of a funeral, it was pretty nice. I guess that's the best we can ask for. And then at some point, either this spring or whenever I can take the time, I do want to go out to Chicago to pay my respects at the mausoleum where her ashes are being put with her and Vivian. So So I'll have to go back to Chicago and be there for longer than 14 hours, like I was last time. I hedge my bets with Wheaton's Law. Try to be kind, which seems to be the gist of most major religions' texts anyway. Oh yeah, well the problem comes down to the fact that their texts say to be kind, but like so much of the rest of the text, they are selective in what they choose to enforce, and the kindness part of it is lost on a lot of them, especially right now. Not a whole lot of beaches in Vermont. Well, it was New Hampshire. I got sushi in New Hampshire. New Hampshire has ocean. It's like 10 miles of ocean, but it's ocean. The best of times, the blurst of times. Ah, stupid monkey. Calling all oceans home. Wow, that was very nice. Ocean 11, 12, or 13. Ocean 69. Oh yeah, so it was Mom's death anniversary yesterday, and Aunt Doris's funeral mass today, and then tomorrow I'm going to a community gathering in memory of a very well-known and respected local actor / Jeopardy champion who passed away a couple weeks ago as well. So there's a little gathering of local theater folk. So I'm gonna go to that because, well, I mean, just to, see the people I know and pay some respects. But then also beginning of March, they're having more of an official memorial gathering. This is an informal one, but then they're having a more official one, and I may actually be running tech and live streaming that memorial service. So this will give me a chance to chat with the other folks who are putting it together, just to make sure all the needs are put together and everything. So Fates! Welcome, Fates. Welcome. Howdy. How are y'all doing? Got my new meds tonight. I didn't know UVM Farming was open till 9. Oh, cool. I didn't know that either. Thank Gord. Got my anti-bloody nose spray and my favorite edition, Knockout in a Cat. Now Mark Loon. Oh, HB's. Oh, that was HB that said that. HB! Have to greet you officially. Speaking of oceans, I may not be able to go on the cruise I was looking forward to. Airfare and hotel is going to kill me. Oh, man. That sucks. Now, you could go on the cruise, but but you would need to get there. Well, if I could loan you my flight pass, I would, but they don't let you do that. But they are later this year adding what they call free companion fares. So anywhere that I choose to fly, I could, if I wanted to, have someone fly with me for free. So that's going to be pretty cool. I feel bad that I forgot it was Mom's death anniversary. Had a major appointment today. Hey, no worries. I mean, I don't know if you were here at the very top of stream when I first mentioned it, but I was like, it was that day, but to me, it was very much a normal average day, and that is fine. And especially after, the other years where the day had a huge heavy cloud over it, but this year it was kind of like I acknowledge that this is what the day is, and I'll reflect on it, but it didn't shape or color my whole day in a negative way. So, is what it is. Do. I don't know if you know this already, but the boat is the hotel. Oh, I thought I was going to have to bring a tent. Just pitch a tent on the boat. Pitch a tent on the boat. It's not that kind of cruise, but it could be. I fucked that up 3 fucking times? Oh, dude. You fucked up 3 dudes? I fucked up those 3 dudes 3 times. Clear skill issue. True, but to ensure I get on the ship, I need to be there before it departs, meaning I need a hotel for the night to get to the floating hotel the next... Yeah, I understood. I understood what you were talking about. Whistle. Just took my hydro, tastes like mercury, and feels like the liquid form of literal chill pill. Blood pressure down, anxiety adios, and sleep train collision imminent soon. Sounds like it's working. Well, just let us know when you need to tap out, and we will wish you good nights. More like a programming glitch that led to a mechanical error. So yeah, that's your boys' 3 days of death there. We had the Mom Day, we had the Aunt Doris Day, and we have Scotland Forever. Seema! Welcome, Seema. Nice to see ya. Nice to see ya. Nice to see ma. Well, yeah. Mom's death day, Aunt Doris's Memorial Day, and then tomorrow's thing. But Porticay. And then because it's like a, I don't know. It's one, I don't know. And then it just so happened that tomorrow is Rickshaw Tom's grandpa's funeral. So you can send your condolences to Rickshaw Tom as well. So he's en route to the fabled Connecticut for that. It's something about this time of year, like around and after the holidays, there's always a spike. I mean, not necessarily related to any of these instances, but just in general, as a lot of folks will hold on through the holidays, and then they'll make the old Irish goodbye. Usually takes about an hour, but I'm glad to have it. Since setting up my vibrating alarm clock, I've been waking up at 9 a.m. every single time, even if I snooze it. That's the best consistency I've had in 10 years. Falling asleep is the hard part, but that's what the hydro's for. 3 days of death. Sounds like a spaghetti western. 3 days of death. 1 day's not big enough for the both of us, Pilgrim. I don't do my killing on the first day. I don't do my killing on the second day. My death comes on the third day. Sounds like it'll be 3 days of death then, Pilgrim. I'll see you at noon on the third day. Oh, maybe we got a story here. Maybe I don't know. Could I write a Western? Maybe. Oh, maybe I'll try to write a cheesy old Western, and we'll have all of you play parts, and we can make a bit of audio theater out of it. How does that sound? More like a slasher flick, or maybe a goth metal song. Screamo sounds more like a black or ironically death metal song. Add some wub wub and get Sonny Moore on the horn. I don't know. I think if anything, 3 Days of Death to me sounds like a kung fu movie. Like one of those like old 70s kung fu movies. I don't know. It could be a lot of stuff. Or maybe that's what, maybe it's a Western that turns into a kung fu movie, and with a Skrillex mashup death metal soundtrack. It just doesn't know what the fuck it is. Which, I mean, no one really knows what death is, so it could just be this cacophony of noise. Yeah, I could see it being an old Bruce Lee type movie. Scream, I've got the jawline of AAA gunslinger hero. A writer can write anything, whether it be good or is enough. Yeah. But this seems like the type of thing that you don't really want it to be good, because if it's good, it's missing the good that comes from it being bad. Like, I guess, not the campiness, but like, if it takes itself too seriously, then I don't know. Going to talk to my financial advisor Sunday and see if we can swing the vacation or not. Well, we'll cross our fingers for you, Phoenix, and hold on to our butts, because everyone needs a vacation. Maybe 3 days of death was the friends we made along the way. Yeah, I'm thinking sort of along the same lines. When my boss comes back from Japan, the beginning of next month, I'm thinking really strongly of, at minimum, just taking a couple days and going and sitting on the beach. Clarify, flying back to Puerto Rico and sitting on the beach, just like I did last time, except longer than 36 hours, and not getting stuck for a whole day in Atlanta doing so. But I also thought maybe taking another. There's two other train trips I really want to take, and one is Chicago to Seattle through Minnesota and North Dakota while there's still snow out. And I could feasibly take that in February because there's going to be snow. And the other one is like Chicago down through the Texas and the Southwest when it's really hot. But we'll see. We'll like to do something. Anya giving us a heckin' lurk. Lurk away, Anya. Lurk away. Dodie's memorial service was today, Anya. It was very nice. Oh, like Billy the Kid meets Frankenstein. The 3 days of death, Billy the Kid, Frankenstein. We need a third one. We have Billy the Kid, Frankenstein, and Jackie Chan. Hi, you. Oh dear, I should call my mom. My favorite trivia about spaghetti western stuff doesn't even have anything to do with them. I don't remember the name, but a famous composer of spaghetti westerns did John Carpenter's The Thing. If I'm not mistaken, that was his last movie too. I don't know, but that is worth looking up though. Billy the Kid, Frankenstein, and I don't know, Jackie Chan, or a diva on Jackie Chan. How's it going, Mr. the Kid? I mean, as a kid, a lot of what I knew about westerns came from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Back to the Future Part 3. Well, that and like this is one of the only aside from the news, the only thing my grandpa watched was westerns. But he was from that point in time, and the only music he listened to was old cowboy music from the old country crooner cowboy music. Eddie Arnold and Gentleman Jim Reeves and some of those folks. That was my grandpa's jam. There isn't much snow up here right now. Definitely been cold though. Oddly enough, I saw that. The fact that Florida had like up in Pensacola, I think, had like a foot of snow, and Alaska has green grass. Billy the Kid enters the dragon to meet Frankenstein. Well, you know what they say about going viral on YouTube is you got to have three components that have nothing to do with one another.
Breathe easier.
44 months with the Prime sub, Anya May. Thank you so much on a 40-month streak, taking that money right out of Bezos' pocket and putting it right into mine. Thank you so much, Anya May. Greatly appreciated. Hearts, hugs, and loves. But yeah, you take the three random things, and supposedly that's kind of all you got to do is to put those three random things together. I mean, that's kind of how LA Beast has made his career. But Billy the Kid's entered the dragon to meet Frankenstein. Had to watch the Halls commercial. A version of the thing that takes place in the desert, and instead of freezing temperatures and blizzards, it's sandstorm. It's called Darude. The town is called Darude. That's like this when they're the face-off music. Just a repeat of that. Instead of Sandstorm, the best. It kind of sounds like we're all writing a movie here. I assume you're all going to want some writer's credits on this. Maybe an executive producer title. Preemptively cracks some glow sticks and gets the light switch ready. A bunch of ravers show up in Darude. Like they're on their way to a rave, but they get lost in a sandstorm, and they end up in this town forgotten to history called Darude. They don't know how they got there, but because of the sandstorm, they can't leave. But everyone in the town, it's like the 1800s, so they have to abandon their car on the outskirts and walk into town, and they're in their raver gear and everything. And they walk in, everyone's like horses and hats and cowboy boots, and the classic scene where they push open the saloon doors and the player piano stops and everyone stops playing cards and looks at them. So they all walk into their raver gear. They go up and they pony up to the bar and they try to score some X or some other party drug. Oh, we don't know what that. We only serve whiskey here or something like that. This thing's kind of writing itself. Please don't do cocaine in the bathroom. It does that bit right before the beat drops when they're doing the close-up squinting of the eyes. What if the town is like Brigadoon and only shows up once every 100 years? And that's why it's still an old-timey Western. During the celebration, during the big final scene, it should be a hoedown version of Sandstorm. Yeah, they have. It's not just a group of ravers. One of them is the DJ for the rave. And of course, since there's no electricity, he can't make his equipment work. But there's someone in town who's a fiddle player and someone who plays the gut bucket and someone who and he has to teach them this little like folk quartet how to play Sandstorm. So like you have the fiddle player and and so they end up like teaching the cowboy folk how to rave. Oh my god. I think Netflix would greenlight this in a heartbeat. Sandstorm Unplugged Bluegrass Remix. This just went somewhere all on its own. We still got to shoehorn the kung fu into it. The Spaghetti Western, an American Western written by an Italian, filmed in Spain. This, in reference to it being like Brigadoon. They ask for X, they get a jug that's labeled with one jug. Yes! You got any X? I got some X. Thunk. A giant X on it. The other jugs are labeled 2X and 3X. I'll take the 3X. I don't give a fuck. And then, like, it's like the one raver who's only in it for the drugs, drinks the 3X and is fucked up the whole rest of the movie. Like an absolute lost cause. Like he drinks it and he passes out and like, oh yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens when you get into that. So don't worry. He'll wake up in about 3 days. And so on the third day, he wakes up. Because it's the 3 days of death here. Because we got to keep that in mind. The teenagers have glow sticks. The cowboys have lit sticks of dynamite that they throw into the air before it explodes. What you just said made me think, is Darude just the new Wonderwall? Anyway, here's Darude. Well, everyone was kung fu fighting. Those cowboys fast as lightning. The thing was made in Alaska and BC, yet set in Antarctica. Wrong hemisphere, fellas. Suddenly Yosemite Sam. It's like Doc Brown and his one whiskey. We'd have to have tips of the hat to like all these other things. Like there'd have to be that nod to Bill and Ted. There'd have to be that nod to Doc Brown and other like key like references to reference material that references other things. Because you'd have to. The showdown between the cowboys is because of the death and destruction that the thing has brought, and they are blaming everyone else, so it's a misunderstanding. But one of them is totally a douchebag, so you're happy when he dies. The kung fu comes in when a small band of samurai explorers comes into town, and then try to fight everyone in the club after a perceived insult. Well, something that a lot of history is sort of conveniently overlooked is that a lot of the cowboys were actually Chinese immigrants. Like that picture of the John Wayne cowboy is really not accurate. A lot of the historical cowboys were immigrants of Asian descent. So it wouldn't have to be too big a stretch to be the Kung Fu Cowboys. Pudge! Welcome in, Pudge. Welcome in. One of the recipients of Jim's gifted subs earlier, so enjoy that, Pudge. Why, when the Chinese were working on the railroads at the time? Yeah. Yes, I was about to say we need to get Shanghai Noon on this. Oh shit, that's why they're always so hot. What are you, some kind of Kung Fu Cowboys? Say that again. That and cowboys wore bowler hats as opposed to the 10-gallon hat. Well, like Seamus McFly, they hated his hat. Kung Fu Cowboys movie title. No, we're 3 days. We're 3 days of death. Or maybe that could be the secret production title, where they give it a fake name while it does its, while you're in production, and then you reveal the real name once it's already been made. So the real name is Kung-Fu Cowboys. I don't know. That makes it sound like going into it like, oh, this is going to be silly. Whereas you go into it as 3 days of death with like a stark, Western looking poster. And you're like, okay, well, I guess it's a Western. And then it just so happens to have, Kung Fu shit in it. Cause I wouldn't want to be like over the top like Kung Fu Hustle, but it could have some of that in it. But I think I would want to bill it as something a little more serious, and it just so happens to be like Yeehaw Kung Fu Hustle. Is this not silly? No, I'm saying it can be silly, but you wouldn't want to put it in the title because you wouldn't want to. I don't know. Or maybe you would. Maybe I'm in the wrong here. Cowboys and aliens. Snakes on a plane. What a freaking line of thought we've all wandered down. It actually makes sense. Some of the Chinese have long hair as part of their tradition, best I understand anyway. So that also explains why all the long, hot-headed guys. The hot, long-headed guys. So have to be a mix of Rush Hour, 3:10 to Yuma, and Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. And Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And... Nah, but this is one of those movies that needs... You heard him! Has to be a lot of blood and gore. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Lots of gunfire, lots of blood, gratuitous amounts of blood, ridiculous kung fu fights, glow sticks everywhere. Classic EDM, techno, and trance songs, but done bluegrassed and Americana'd versions of them. Have a callback to Blazing Saddles. Long-haired. I understood what you were talking about, Anya. I think everyone I was having typing troubles, I think yesterday or the day before, and CB Geek's having them tonight, you're having them tonight, it's okay. It's okay. It won't show, but who gifted? It was Jim, JNR Today, gifted you the sub, Pudge. There was thought. Who knew?
Scrub Daddy.
Scrub Daddy? What are you doing here? Wait, where'd you go, Dad?
Smash face on keyboard to continue. Oh, I've completely... This is just a rough aside here just for a second. I mentioned, like, I don't know, 6 months ago or so that I changed that at work I changed the wallpaper on my computer to from the strong bad email where it says flagrant system error, computer over, virus equals very yes. And that's been my wallpaper on all my monitors at work for like 6 months or so. And it was yesterday. My coworker comes into my office to ask me about something, and just like that's up on one of my monitors, and he looks at it and he's like, oh, "What happened to your computer?" So I had to explain it. What the? Computer over! Flagrant system error! Virus very yes! We're fucked! Well, yeah, it was like, oh my god. It took 6 months, but finally I got a response from it. Why explain it when you can just show him the video? I didn't think about that, but maybe I'll have to send it to him. Or I could just, act the whole thing out and just play both Strong Bad and Homestar Runner. But yeah, we got a heck of a movie idea here, folks. They send those of us that are subbed how many folks are about to lose their what happened to your computer or just fell on the floor laughing. Why explain it when you could lean into the joke and instead tell them about your cybersecurity investigation and debugging? Because when you work with the kind of people I work with, you can't really joke much about computer stuff because they would just take it seriously and just honestly believe anything you say just because, well, you're IT, you're the expert, you know, I wouldn't know. You know, I could totally see Matt Chamberlain. Yeah. Matt Chamberlain playing a cowboy. I could absolutely see that. The Kung-Fu Cowboy. And we could have Rickshaw Tom playing the drunken boxer Jackie Chan cowboy. Oh, that's what could happen to the one who drinks the 3X liquid. He just becomes this world-class drunken boxer, but like as if he's sleepwalking. And he doesn't wake up until the third day and he's like, what have I done? What am I doing? Steam is sending me a notification as to how many people's subs are going to expire in 3 days. And wouldn't I like to keep their subs going? That seems a little pushy. Why explain it when you could throw your pocket sand and run away? Pocket sand, sha. What if he drinks it and it unlocks something in him, like the Aquabats? I summoned the dude. We're gonna have to write some of this stuff down. There's a lot of good ideas here. I mean, even if it was like just turned into like a 20-minute short, I think it could be really entertaining. You should have Navajo just sitting on the horizon looking out, going all Statler and Waldorf. Look, Darude is back again. Ah, my grandfather told me about this. It comes every 100 years. That's how we can get our exposition to the audience. We have the two Navajo looking down upon high, commenting as to what's going on, and just relaying that information to the audience. Because sometimes just fucking exposition is easier. Especially helps keep the budget down. I'm so sick of this beard. The bathroom trash doesn't have a trash bag, but I'm gonna empty it and put a new one in anyway. I can't deal with my scraggly beard anymore. Pro tip, what you can do, I mean, if you're using an electric trimmer, just put some paper towels down, do your trimming and clipping, then just, bundle it all up in your paper towels, and then throw it out in a different trash can. Just a thought. What if instead of commenting on what's going on, they're sitting around a campfire telling the children this tale? It all started in the year 1997. Is that the year that Sandstorm came out? Because like if it was the year it came out, it would absolutely make sense that like their DJ is like, we need to be able to play this song, and has to teach it to the other folks. At my job, they use a cyber security service called KnowBe4, and that sends fake phishing emails to us that we're supposed to report to a phishing report email site that goes to central IT in order to keep people on their toes for what phishing stuff looks like and what to do, like once every month or so. But they always come in like Walmart package update at walmart.com, but Outlook tells you that it came from knowbe4.com, so I always forward it to the phishing email with a nice try. I kind of wish my agency did that. But on the other hand, it would mean I would have 30 freaking people coming to my door every time one came out being like, did you, I have a question about an email. And I'd just be like, is it XYZ email? Yes. Delete it. It's fine. It's like, I appreciate, on the one hand, I appreciate them like not falling for it. But on the other hand, like, they just immediately are like, yeah. My problem is that for some reason there's always some of this thinking like missing socks keeps showing around for days after the fact. A towel could work too and would cover more area. I don't know. Just throwing thoughts out there for you. Lurk away on you, May. Came out in the distant future, the year 20. Local alcoholic rickshaw driver shows unparalleled fighting skills after ingesting strong illegal moonshine. Helps take down cowboy crime syndicate. Has no memory of it afterward. More details at 11. It's a public service. They do security awareness training and compliance training and stuff. Yeah, we have a dedicated state agency to like security and IT and stuff, and they'll do stuff like that, but like instead of like any sort of lot, like I don't know how you describe it, like in the real world stuff like that, it all comes under the guise of like, okay, you have to click here and take this class, and is basically watching a really shitty Flash video. And yeah, instead of like, okay, imagine this email comes into your account. Please click on the parts of the email that are suspicious. And it's like, oh my God. Ugh. Oh, yeah, all right. I'm gonna before I start forgetting details here, I'm just gonna open up a Google Doc here and throw some of these ideas in here. So 3 days of death, or what was the alternate title? Kung-Fu Cowboys or Cowboy? Kung-Fu Cowboys. Every 100 years, like Brigadoon, there we go. Every 3 years, Lake Brigadoon, the Old West village of Darude, appears within a once in a century sandstorm. Kung Fu Cowboys, 3 Days of Death. Okay. Then we've got them both. And then we've got a franchise. Then we can have Kung Fu Cowboys and then the sequel.
Unleash the fury!
Kung Fu Cowboys, 3 Days of Death. There we go. Except we'd have to do Kung Fu Cowboys. I think we've just created the suspicious video. Fortune awaits. Towels plus dryers equals 5 hours of drying. I don't know if it's just me, but towels and comforters. Yeah. Well, what I do, I don't even put my towels in the dryer anymore. I'll put them through the washer and everything, but then I'll like throw them over a chair, or like I have my clothes rack in here. I'll just put them on that, let them air dry, or just hang them up on, put it on the hook in the bathroom, and then it will, especially this time of year, it'll just dry out being in the dry house. And then I don't have to spend the extra resources putting it through the dryer. The spinoff of Karate Kid, Kung Fu Cowboy. The village druid appears in a once-in-a-century sandstorm. In the year of 1997, a ragtag group of ravers on their way to Burning Man? Gets caught up in the storm and ends up lost in history, stumbling upon Darude as it appears from the sands. From the sands of time. I'm just trying to get like all of our key details in here, so that I can come back and flesh things out after. Let's see. Navajo sitting on the horizon, commentating as a way to provide exposition, or sitting around a campfire telling the story and providing exposition through flashbacks, maybe? Or whatever we'd want to call it. Semantics. Just doing a quick scroll up here. Let's see. The showdown between the cowboys is because of the death and destruction that the thing has brought, and they are blaming everyone else. So it's a misunderstanding. But one of them is totally a douchebag. So you're happy when he dies.
Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle, till
The
very
Kung
next
Fu
day,
comes
bum,
in
bum,
when
bum,
a
bum, bum.
small band of samurai explorers come into town and then try to fight everyone in the club after a perceived insult. During the celebration at the big final scene, it should be a hoedown version of Sandstorm. Glow sticks versus dynamite. Alright, that was a real quick skim through some of the finer parts of this. Sweat Lodge and peyote fuels the whole incident. Great addition. Fuels the whole incident. Yeah, maybe because we gotta have bad guys in here. Maybe the bad guys are like peyote smugglers, and maybe they're also outsiders who stumbled upon Darude during the same sandstorm as the Ravers. So like they're both either from from the present, or they stumbled in from different points in time. And so, like, you have the ravers from 1997, and then you have the peyote smugglers from, I don't know, the 70s, the 1970s, or some other. Well, no, because it. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to flesh that one out. Wait, Karate Kid, Kung Fu Teen, Taekwondo Man, Tai Chi Elder. My favorite feature of my dryer is the Sense When Dry feature. Put stuff in, push the button, walk away. It sings at me eventually. My dryer has that feature. It has detectors in it that if you touch them with your fingers when you're taking stuff out, they make you feel fuzzy. What if one of the kids meets his grandfather? Long history of the drunken god's lineage. Oh, like he's all hopped up on peyote and triple X hooch, and he has this it's a vision quest, but it's with Asian ancestors. One of the kids meets his grandfather. Long history of the drunken god's lineage, possibly through peyote and XXX booze bender. Hello, Mare Bear.
Mare Bear Panda Booty just cheered 1 bits. Swiggity swa ooty.
Swiggity swa ooty. Mare Bear's backing up that ba ooty. Nice to see you, sweetie. How are you? He can be a douche and we will be happy he's dead. And then his body starts convulsing. They have a repeat of the defibrillator scene from The Thing. Douche dies. His body starts convulsing, and we have a repeat of the defibrillator
My tummy hurts.
scene from The
And
Thing.
I'm mad at the government.
So if you're just coming in, Mare Bear, we're writing a western. A western movie that's called Kung-Fu Cowboys 3 Days of Death, about a group of ravers who get lost in a sandstorm and end up in a town called Darude, which, much like Brigadoon, only appears every 100 years during a once-in-a-century sandstorm. And and yeah, we're throwing all this shit together, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm trying to get all these ideas down. It could be another example of people breaking time. We could go full what if multiversal. Do the transcendental cha-cha-cha. Transcendental cha-cha-cha. Oh shit, the kids could be freaking out, but the cowboys would all be like, yep, this is the evil we were praying to escape from. At some point, someone needs to use the term Briga. Don't instead of Brigadoon. Not Brigadoon. Brigadon't. I mean, if we play our cards right, this thing could be bigger than Hubert the Hoppopotamus. But yeah, we'll read through what we've got here so far. So, Kung Fu Cowboys, 3 Days of Death. Every 100 years, like Brigadoon, the Old West village of Darude appears within a once-in-a-century sandstorm. In the year of 1997, a ragtag group of ravers on their way to Burning Man gets caught up in the storm and ends up lost in history, stumbling upon Darude as it appears from the sands of time. The story is told perhaps from the perspective of a pair of Navajos sitting on the horizon, commentating as a way to provide exposition, or sitting around a campfire telling the story, like the legend of Darude, and providing this exposition through flashbacks. There's a big showdown between the cowboys, and it's because of the death and destruction that the thing has brought, and they're blaming everyone else, so it's a misunderstanding. But one of them is totally a douchebag, and you're happy when he dies. The kung fu comes in when a small band of samurai explorers comes into town, and they try to fight everyone in the club after a perceived insult. During the celebration of the big final scene, it should be a hoedown version of Sandstorm. Gotta have something that's glow sticks versus dynamite. Sweat Lodge and peyote could fuel the whole incident. One of the kids meets his grandfather. A long history of the Drunken Gods lineage, possibly through peyote and Triple X booze bender. The douchebag dies. His body starts convulsing. We have repeated the defibrillator scene from The Thing. It's all multiversal and like a transcendental cha-cha-cha. And someone has to say, not Brigadoon, Brigadon't. It's Hollywood or Holly won't. Yeah, a lot of ideas. A real basic. It's not even a basic skeleton. It's a collection of body parts at this point. But could turn into something interesting. Interesting tidbit from The Thing that I can't unsee anymore. When Mac is doing the blood test, because the blood effect required additional setup, anytime you see a close-up of Kurt Russell with the Petri dishes, the hand holding it is fake. We even see him flinch before the effect goes off. Much like how when he blows up Palmer thing, that was a real grenade and Kurt Russell got launched into a wall and almost hit with shrapnel. It's been a long time since I've watched that. It's been a long... I think I was still in college the last time I watched that. Perhaps the Chinese immigrants didn't get a say in the way the town was saved and resent all the cowboys, all the round eyes, because now they're trapped. Potential racist angle between disgruntled Chinese cowboys and the people who make the rules in Darude. But yeah, all right, we got the ideas here. We got the ideas down, so... Jeez. Oh, man. Wasn't expecting to sit down and start fleshing out a cowboy movie, but hey, maybe that train journey that I wanted to take through the Southwest will end up just being a longer journey that involves stopping partway through to film a cowboy movie on a couple of iPhones, guerrilla style. Like, we don't get permits or anything. We just make it happen on the down low. Personally, I never was that big into Westerns. Don't know why. I mean, most of my experience with them was, again, because my grandpa loved his Westerns, and that's what was on TV a lot of the time when I was a kid. But doesn't mean you can't have fun with it, and it doesn't mean there aren't legitimately some really good Westerns out there. I mean, in one of the in a film class I took, which is also the same class where I saw Citizen Kane for the first time and was like, wow, I see why people call that the best movie of all time, but I never need to watch it again. We also watched Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and I was like, this is also a fantastic fucking movie, and it's probably one of the best. I don't know if it's exactly a Western movie. It's at least Western style movie. Ooh, a movie. Nice. Two brothers. So there has to be two brothers here. Oh, what if we had the whole, like, separated at birth twins thing, but one of them comes in with the Ravers, and another one comes in from a different point in time with the bad guys. And somehow they find out, like, not only are you related, you're actually twins from different points in history. But it's like, it's always, but there's a build up to it throughout the movie. Like, every time they fight each other, they're perfectly matched. Why are we perfectly matched? It's like he can read my mind. He knows every punch and every kick before I make it. Yeah, and Tom and Tom's brother could play them. Twins separated at birth that appear at Darude from different points in history. So they're different ages, and we wouldn't know right away that they're actually twins. But when they fight, they always end at a stalemate and are perfectly matched to one another. Oh God, what if it goes full DPC? Over 9,000! Since peyote is illegal in the U.S. and mainly is found in Mexico and southwest Texas, we got to set it in that region and include some sort of potential law enforcement angle. Yeah, imagine like through all this, like we've had these two people that wandered in because of the sandstorm and everything, and then like fucking modern police show up and they're like, "What is this place?" So then you have like a three-way fight between the Ravers, the either past or future bad guys, and the modern police, but then also the people who actually live in this town, this old cowboy town. This is so ridiculous. Potentially have modern police / law enforcement officers appear during the third act.
And butthole pleasures.
It's not about butthole pleasures at all.
And butthole pleasures. Maybe a live action version of Acme that's just there giving stuff out and causing chaos. Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner and stuff. FBI freeze! FB what? Dudes, you're a little out of your element here. What is this place? Who are you? Dude. We're cool. Look, we're not from here. Here, let me prove it. Cracks a glow stick. See? We're cool, man. We're cool. We're just here to have a good time. And then seeing the glow stick, then one takes out a dynamite. I don't know. TVA shows up. Oh, yeah, we're okay. We're not gonna go as far as to pull in other IPs. I use a version of that for when people raid my stream. It scares the shit out of me every time because it's loud and shouty. FBI, open up! The butthole pleasures could be sticking lit dynamite there so that the recipient could get a nice lift off. I mean, it could have one of those bits where like, dynamite, what do we do? Throw. And then it goes down the chimney, and then we see it go down the chimney hole of one of the classic Old West outhouses with somebody walking in, and then they sit down, the door shuts, and then from a wide shot back here, we just see like the whole outhouse goes lifts up a few feet, and black smoke comes out from underneath. Then the door opens, and the guy stumbles out like, oh. Could do the three-way circular showdown from For a Few Dollars More. I like that idea. Three-way circular showdown, a la A Few Dollars More. But then also make it into the Spider-Man meme where everyone's pointing at each other. And then instead of pointing, they're all point. I don't know. This is fun. Pretty sure butthole isn't hyphenated. And but whole pleasures. Oh, I know. There we go. Maybe that would stumble out like Shrek's opening, but immediately... Yeah, that'd be the thing. Like, the door opens, they're like, oh, they take a few steps and then fall on the ground. And then there's somebody waiting in line. They have like a newspaper under their arm or something. Person stumbles out, falls down. They look at him. They look at the outhouse. Then they just turn and walk away. Like, I'll hold it. And then stumble out like Shrek's opening, but immediately collapse. That'd be a good cliffhanger ending to set up a potential Shitter's full! And that's sort of like what happens. Like how does this end? Do they leave, or does the sandstorm like let up, and then everything just everything disappears, or does the sandstorm let up, and the people and the things sort of fade away with it, and it just leaves the remnant, like the modern remnants of this town. So like a couple of ramshackle buildings that are still standing. But when the sandstorm is there, it's like it's refreshed with the energy of the past. Things that this movie needs to have: a drunken bar fight. All right, let's do some necessities here. Necessities. Drunken bar fight. High noon duel. Rooftop kung fu. Ninja stealing of blood samples. So nobody can tell who's infected. We're not going to have a laboratory in this, are we? Cowboy lab. And each of the 3 days ends with the death of a major character. Thus, 3 days of death. What if the sandstorm slowly fades and everyone makes up almost like a trippy mirage or collective drug fest? They wake up and they're actually at Burning Man, and people are like, "Come on, man, wake up! The festival's over." What? Yeah, man, the festival's over. You took those 3 hits of X as soon as we got here, and you were out the whole time. I had the craziest trip, man. You're not gonna believe it. There was cowboys and kung-fu fighting, and sure there was, man. Sure there was. But it's time to go home. I think we're going from playing Tell Me Why to writing workshop. All right, well, we're changing the stream category to writing and reading. Because why not? Town has a doctor who is perhaps a scientist who has dabbled in time travel theory. Who could look suspiciously like Doc Brown but be an original character named Scott Greatman. And looks suspiciously like Doc Brown, but is actually Scott Greatman. Last shot of the movie is the guy who was tripping using a stack of old Western movie DVDs. Well, no, 97. It would have to be like VHS tapes in 97. Oh, split stories that somehow tie into each other. The Western comedy is one, and the horror is the other. The lab, the thing, the disease. Could be that whoever is doing the Darude thing is hallucinating, dreaming it while in the lab, because they have some mysterious disease that's causing this. Well, I mean, we have a lot of movies have multiple plots going on at the same time. You have your A plot and your B plot. So both of those stories could be ongoing. Did he go back in time to investigate what killed everyone in the town? Scott Greatman. Run for it, Scotty! This is such a crazy idea. Oh, man. Potential ending number 1. Person that drinks XXX and passes out at the beginning. Wakes up at the end of Burning Man because the festival is over and they all need to leave. Characters that have died are suddenly alive again, and it's as if none of that ever happened. He has been using a stack of old cowboy movie of old movie VHS tapes as a pillow, including such films as The Thing, 3:10 to Yuma, Back to the Future Part 3, A Few Dollars More, etc. A plot, B plot, garden peyote plot. And then cast the spell, aka did science to make the town out of flux. thereby fading in and out of normal time. You built a time machine out of a village that fades in and out of existence? If you're gonna do it, why not build it with a town that has some style? You realize that Kirk, Spock, Scotty, and McCoy steal Crudge's ship, played by Mr. Lloyd, and used it to travel back to 1986 to save the whales. Crudge could very well be Doc Brown post Back to the Future 3. I've been chilling for most of this conversation, but I don't have popcorn. Well, crunchy Cheetos are my... they're also made out of corn, so it's not a far cry from popcorn. Maybe we see a bit of the alien left in the desert, like, oh, it was all a dream. Or was it? They all pile into like the Volkswagen Bug or whatever car it was, and then they head out into the distance and like, oh, what's that? Oh, it looks like a sandstorm. Should we go around? Nah, man. Look at the map. That would take hours. Let's just drive right through it. And it's like the whole thing starting over again. It's like how the movie started. But we don't realize at the start of it that it started at the very end of Burning Man, and this is when they're going home. Because they're so confabulated when they got there. They're like, what were we doing? What we were going to Burning Man, right? Yeah. So when they end up in Darude, because of all the confusion and everything, they think they were on their way to Burning Man, not leaving Burning Man. There's an alien on the side of the car. Or maybe it's a gremlin. Maybe they're driving a gremlin. Holy shit, this is good. They bring the alien in to begin with. Maybe they're in the fucking desert. Maybe the alien escaped Area 51 and is like and stowed away like and climb into the trunk of their car. Because and we had cops and fucking government people show up in Darude. Maybe that's what it wasn't drugs that they showed. That was their cover. Their cover was they showed up for the drugs, but they actually showed up because they're trying to find the fucking alien that escaped Area 51 in the trunk of the fucking hippie ravers who end up in the kung-fu cowboy town of 100 years ago. Oh, what the fuck are we doing? Yes, it was a bad trade at Burning Man. But you don't find out to the end of the movie as the beginning of the movie begins to repeat. But this time from an angle... Yeah, so like you think it's the end as they're driving back in, but that's not actually the end of the movie. They actually go back in to the sandstorm and they end up back in Darude again. And... the fuck are we doing? Not drugs! So as they're leaving Burning Man, as if Darude never happened at all, they drive into a sandstorm that appears on the horizon. Jeez, I can't spell. And it's actually the beginning of the movie. And a false ending. But the camera keeps rolling and they end up back in Darude, but this time they remember showing up there before. Oh man! Okay. What if this time they end up back in Darude and the other versions of themselves are also still there? So now there's... Yeah. I don't know, that might be too much, but... Oh, that! Of all this, that might be too much. Also, before they left Burning Man, an escaped alien from Area 51 had stumbled through the desert and hidden itself inside the open trunk of the Raver's vehicle. So they end up taking the alien into Darude themselves and causing, and inadvertently, unknowingly, caused the whole fiasco in the first place. And when law enforcement turns up claiming to be after the drug runners, they're actually feds trying to get the alien back. The alien will Naruto run his way out of Area 51, which is how he was able to successfully dodge all the bullets and evade capture. No, only the peyote guy can... Oh, okay. But this time, the peyote guy remembers they were there before, but nobody believes him. And he'll also have to be at the beginning of the movie too. He'll have to be saying similar things of like deja vu or something like that. We've been here before. I know this, and people don't. And then it's the same sort of like, oh, he's got his on peyote again. But then the second time when he's saying like, I know this, we've been here, but they're still like, whatever, he's on peyote or something. Where's my mouse? There it is. A Seeing Red production, of course. Seeing Red Films in association with STS Media presents. Considering the circular patterns of tornadoes and windstorms, it could get deep with the metaphor for it. True. But the peyote guy can barely remember his trip. He needs to have a couple lines about having deja vu, making shit up. Solves a puzzle that a Vision Quest version of himself told him how. In true horror movie fashion, it needs to be some of the animals that die first. Chickens, livestock. Imagine somebody riding a covered wagon and the ox turns into something horrific and it's still running fast. Like it's running and then like it just like all the fur falls off and then it's just like a running piece of meat and then the muscle starts falling off it until it's down and then it's literally just a running skeleton but it's still going and they're like and it's a real Cabin in the Woods vibes. All right, who had ox melts down to a skeleton? Animals have to die first in bizarre and horrific ways, like a runaway ox pulling a cart whose hair falls off, followed by the skin and then muscle melting off while it continues to run until it is just a galloping skeleton pulling a wagon. With a screaming passenger. Milthouse Studios. Seeing Red Productions in association with STS Media, in conjunction with Milthouse Studios, presents filmed by a live studio audience in How the Fuck Did We Get Here, New Mexico. Welcome back, Fates. Yeah, this is freaking wild. This is wild. Lots of good ideas here. Lots of good ideas. So let's. Is this like two? We have like almost two full pages of ideas here. All right, so we're gonna go through the ideas again, see what we think. So, Kung Fu Cowboys: 3 Days of Death, Part 1. If this is a multi-part thing, we'll save that. Every 100 years, like Brigadoon, the Old West village of Darude appears within a once-in-a-century sandstorm. It's the year of 97. A ragtag group of ravers on their way to Burning Man gets caught up in the storm and ends up lost in history, stumbling upon Darude as it appears from the sands of time. There's perhaps a couple Navajos sitting on the horizon commentating as a way to provide exposition, or sitting around a campfire telling the story and providing exposition through flashbacks. Showdown between the cowboys is because of the death and destruction that the thing has brought. They are blaming everyone else, so it's a misunderstanding, but one of them is totally a douchebag that the thing / alien has brought. One of the guys is a douchebag. You're happy when he dies. The Kung Fu comes in when a small band of samurai explorers comes into town, and they try to fight everyone in the club after a perceived insult. Maybe they're the drug runners? Peyote smugglers. During the celebration at the big final scene, it should be a hoedown version of Sandstorm. A glow sticks versus dynamite scene that finds a lit stick of dynamite thrown through the air, going down the vent tube of an outhouse, where it explodes out the bottom, lifting the outhouse several feet in the air like a cartoon. The man who just went in there stumbles out all smoking and covered in ash, stumbles a few steps, and face plants. Other dude who is waiting to take a dump looks at the man and the broken shit shack and then turns and walks away instead. Has to be a sweat lodge and peyote fueling the whole incident. One of the kids meets his grandfather, long history of the drunken god's lineage, perhaps through peyote and Triple X booze bender. Douche dies. His body starts convulsing. We have repeated the defibrillator scene from The Thing. Transcendental cha-cha-cha. Not Brigadoon, Brigadont. Potential racist angle between disgruntled Chinese cowboys and the people who make the rules in Darude. There's two brothers. They're twins separated at birth that appear at Darude from different points in history, so they're different ages. And we wouldn't know right away that they're actually twins, but when they fight, they actually end at a stalemate and are perfectly matched to one another. Potentially, a modern police/law enforcement officers appear during the third act. And butthole pleasures. Three-way circular showdown, a la a few dollars more. We need a drunken bar fight, high noon duel, rooftop kung fu, ninja stealing a blood sample so no one can tell who's infected, and each of the 3 days ends with the death of a major character, thus 3 days of death. The town has a doctor who's perhaps a scientist who has dabbled in time travel theory and looks suspiciously like Doc Brown, but is actually Scott Greatman. That one's for the scholars. Potential ending number 1. Person that drinks Triple X and passes out at the beginning wakes up at the end of Burning Man because the festival is over and they all need to leave. Characters that have died are suddenly alive again, and it's as if none of that has even happened. He's been using a stack of old movie VHS tapes as a pillow, including such films as The Thing, 3:10 to Yuma, Back to the Future Part 3, A Few Dollars More, etc. So as they're leaving Burning Man, as if Darude never happened at all, they drive into a sandstorm that appears on the horizon. And it's actually the beginning of the movie and a false ending. But the camera keeps rolling and they end up back in Darude. But this time, the peyote guy remembers they were there before, but nobody believes him. Also, before they left Burning Man, an escaped alien from Area 51 had stumbled through the desert and hidden itself inside the open trunk of the Raver's vehicle, so they end up taking the alien into Darude themselves and unknowingly caused the whole fiasco in the first place. And when law enforcement turns up claiming to be after the drug runners, they're actually feds trying to get the alien back. The alien will Naruto run his way out of Area 51, which is how he was able to successfully dodge all the bullets and evade capture. The animals have to die first in bizarre and horrific ways, like a runaway ox pulling a cart whose hair falls off, followed by its skin, and then muscle melting off while it continues to run until it's just a galloping skeleton pulling a wagon with a screaming passenger. All right, Netflix. Where's my green light money? Dance off to save the universe. Except it's like it's the two brothers though, and it's instead of dancing, it's like a kung fu off. Because obviously neither of them will win in a fight, but perhaps they can win with form. So they had this big fight where it starts off like, well, I do this. Oh yeah? Well, I can do that too. But can you do this? Oh, a fellow chucker, eh? The wagon is full of dance hall girls. There we go. Because who else would be screaming? Like we need like loud woman screams, and in true Western type. All right, where was the thing? Pulling a wagon. There it is. Full of dance hall girls screaming bloody murder. But yeah, you mentioned earlier they go back through the sandstorm and see themselves. That sounds like the ending of Interstellar. I mean, that could be a maybe. But at least, and who knows? Maybe they'll cycle through it more than once. Maybe it's 3 times. Maybe it's 3 times, and the same things are happening each time. But each time they go back through, one person is dead, and then that's your 3 days of death. They go through the cycle 3 times. In Midnight Mass, all the cats on the island died overnight. Very creepy. Maybe the creatures suck the meat and bones and only leave the skins. Give them the name Skinwalkers. All maybe Chupacabra. But maybe it's the alien. Maybe the alien is Maybe aliens are actually like, they aren't aliens at all. Maybe they're supernatural creatures, or maybe that's where supernatural creatures come from. Like vampires are actually just a species of alien. Bigfoots are just a species of alien. And it's a vampire one that escapes. Naruto running through the desert to dodge all the sunbeams. And it drinks all the blood from the cattle. That's how we tie it into the Estate series. I mean, I'd have some nods to my Estate series, but I don't think I'd want to roll this whole thing into it. I'd like to have a separate IP going here. All right, hold on. Wagons full of dance hall girls with a sandstorm is responsible for the fire, California. Well, this is supposed to be 97. When this starts is 1997, so I don't think we tie into anything modern. Because that also gives it more of a timelessness by setting it at a date in the past. If we put some modern stuff into it, it would ironically it would date it. The cowboys have been using dynamite to fight off the creature for years, so they knew to avoid bright light. So they start rave dancing at this. That. The weapon against the thing for ages was dynamite. It couldn't handle the light. So the ravers end up throwing a rave to literally save the town. Throwing a rave to get rid of the thing. Rave to save the universe. The brothers are separated when the town first vanished. They were right on the edge of where the vanishing took place, and one kid was being carried by the parents, and the other was riding in a wagon behind them. Baby was found and raised. The other baby knew he had a brother because he had their parents. Get that bag! What if brothers are decked out in glow sticks? Glow stick figure. like it's completely dark. Like all the lights go out, or like they have a bonfire or something, like, because where else they have like torches and a bonfire and everything, and then because of all the sand in the air, and perhaps there was a silver mine or something, because if you apparently cloud seeding is done with a form of silver, so it has pulled the silver up into the atmosphere, seeded clouds, and then we have a downpour. It extinguishes the fire. Suddenly it's dark, and and so all we see are the two brothers covered in glow sticks, and then they have their kung fu thing, but it's in pure darkness, but the only light you see is the glow sticks that are attached to them. If just for the visual, that would be awesome. Takes a lot to make a stew, a pinch of salt and laughter too. Too many cooks, too many cooks. Perhaps a rainstorm douses the bonfire and torches. The thing approaches. Brothers decked out in glow sticks are the only light we see. And they have an epic glow stick kung fu showdown. where they have to cooperate and fight together to fend off the thing. Each death is a death of a psyche. Oh, that's Phoenix getting smart on us here. Each of the 3 deaths ties into the death of a psyche. Day 1. Id. Day 2. Ego. Day 3. Super ego. Druid Sandstorm came out in the... Okay, well, we're only a few years off. We'll bump that up. So, okay, it's after the year 2000. So this is all just fucking Y2K's fault. There was some government supercomputer that they were updating for the Y2K change, and it inadvertently, I don't know, fucked up the government cloud seeding machine, and suddenly brought back that once a century sandstorm with a vengeance. In the distant future, the year 2000. This alien has a proboscis. It sucks the vitamins and other unexplainable things from its victims. Well, I mean, if it's vampire-esque, it could just like... And everyone's all afraid of it, but it only feeds off of animals. So their fears are kind of unfounded because it in no way will harm a human. Because they have the wrong type of blood or something. Like how Ralph Breaks the Internet ruined itself by having Spotify, Netflix, YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Why the light? I'd expect it to be... Because when you think of because they're not going to be able to have like, you know, a rave type sound system. The best they could do is approximate lighting. And with glows, and you know, they have a carload of glow sticks and stuff. Unless somehow Scott Greatman is able to figure out how to harness electricity. A bolt of lightning! And they're able to power the DJ equipment. A bolt of lightning straight into the DJ capacitor! Why, with a bolt of lightning, we could light up the entire Southwest! Glow stick nunchucks. I've done it before. It looks amazing. Oh, a fellow chucker, eh? I feel like Ego be the guy who's killed in the High Noon Gunslinger duel. The fact that glow sticks will save the day makes me crack up. What if the glow sticks throughout the story that have horror cliche of failing or this? Well, I mean, we'd have to have that moment where like, because I'm sure we've all at least one point in our life we've cracked a glow stick only to have it be a dud. So there's a moment right there. Oh, fuck. And there's death number 2. I don't know. In a galaxy far, far away. Actually, if it is just in 2000, then it could be a special event to commemorate the new century. History of Burning Man. Okay, so Burning Man's been a thing since 1986. Let's see. Burning Man year 2000. Okay, so this is Okay. The year 2000, they have fucking Tesla coils? That's mad science-y. The Faces of Man. You could try to tie this whole thing in with Burning Man 2000. Maybe the big alien has been in the desert for years but dried it out. Small versions or spawn get to the animals, uses their blood and proteins to bring the OG alien some moisture, allowing it to make more spores / offspring. If the alien only goes after animals, maybe the reason it goes after the people is because they have animal hats on. It confuses them. Mutant vehicles? Draca is the flaming metal dragon I built as mobile art installation for Burning Man 2000. A fucking flaming metal dragon car. Ooh, Temple of the Mind. It was the year Burning Man had its first temple. This is our little dramaturgy bit here, where we're doing some research. Beginning with the head and going through all 7 chakras, large-scale theme art made a grand axis down through the body's gut and heart, culminating in its vast diamond-shaped head. All right, well, I guess we got a lot here to think about. Hello, Mecha Godzilla. So I'm picturing the first thing that's weird happening in the village, besides the time travel, is the chickens go missing. Later on, the chicken skins are found next to the barn where the oxen were kept. Eventually, the ox transforms to attack the people. I would want that to happen after the High Noon Showdown, because the High Noon Showdown would be a great spot to do a heel turn and surprise. It's an alien! And surprise, it's an alien movie. Yeah, it would have to be pretty cut and dry. Like, you think it's a cow, like a fish out of water cowboy movie. Like, and then all of a sudden, like, whoop, aliens. It's 11:30. We spent this whole stream writing this frickin' alien cowboy kung fu time travel movie. This movie is making me think of the movie we watched at Heather's. This is better than the Holy Mountain. This is much better than the Holy Mountain. Even better, the people in the wagon could be taking it to try to get help. There we go. Yeah, and as they're like, they get into the sand wall, and as it's going, like, the sand is like, whoosh, and it shears all the fur, and then all the skin, and then all the muscle, and it rips the ox apart, and then it starts ripping the cart apart, and they jump out the back, and they're trying to run back, make it back to the safety of town, and some of the stragglers, like, they get chewed up and ripped to shreds by the sandstorm as well. Not anyone important, but like just a couple of the Dancing Girl 7 and Dancing Girl 9. Didn't mean it like it was bad. I was thinking it could be like the Room cult. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it very well could be. As long as we don't set out with the attitude of, all right, we're going to make something so good it's bad. It's like, we're going to set out to make this fucking awesome. Something we think is fucking amazing. And if other people are like, this movie is so bad, but I love it, then I'd consider it a success. So this is a sci-fi action comedy horror movie now. I mean, we could throw a little classic 80s teen sex slasher into it as well if we wanted to. Just fucking throw the whole kitchen sink at it. I mean, we got the dancing girls. So I mean, we'd have to cram some sort of love story into this. No. This movie's genre is yes. It's like that acting exercise. Yes, and. No matter what, it's the improv exercise. No matter what's going on, you can't say no. You just have to say yes and keep it going. I mean, it could be that they are infected as well. But then they get torn to shreds in the sandstorm because they're falling apart. And maybe like it does sort of eat into the cart and everything, and maybe it doesn't. Maybe a couple people are lost in the sand, and we just assume that they got ripped to shreds by the sand as well, because maybe at that point we don't know what's going on. But then maybe like movie's over and everything, and then we have like a post-credit sequence where we have these two dancing girls. They actually did make it out of the sandstorm, and they're walking through the desert, and they get to a highway, and then a car stops and picks them up. And it could be a big red convertible with two guys in it, doped out of their mind, talking about bats, and they're on their way to Las Vegas. But they have no idea where they are or what year it is, but they get in the car anyway. And that could set up a sequel with the dancing girls having escaped. And now they're in the year modern age. They're in the year 2000. They go to Hotel California. I think the worst is behind us now. I know a place. It's a hotel down in California. And the very obvious nod to Hunter S. Thompson brings these two girls to this hotel in California, because the only way he's allowed to check out and actually leave is by finding someone to replace him. So that can be our sequel. There is the two girls that escaped Darude get driven to the Hotel California by not Hunter S. Thompson and are checked in. And and then aren't able, and then it goes through the story of Hotel California, mirrors on the ceiling, pink champagne on ice, and they suddenly find that they are unable to leave.
You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Well, I'm going to write that down or I'm going to forget it. Potential spin-off / sequel. Two dancing girls end up actually escaping through the sandstorm. We see this via post-credit sequence after the movie's over. A red convertible Cadillac stops as they reach the highway, and totally not Hunter S. Thompson picks them up and brings them to a hotel in California and checks them in so he is finally able to check out and leave. But now the girls are stuck at the Hotel California. And this is how our cinematic universe grows. The Vegas sequel. Oh God, why did this name come to mind? Dancing on the Strip. And maybe the Hotel California isn't in California. Maybe the Hotel California is like a forgotten landmark of old Vegas. That's like off the beaten path. And it's one of those things where like you only get there if you know where it is. Otherwise, it's impossible to find. Dancing on the Strip. Kung-Fu Cowboys. Kung-Fu Cowboys 2. Dancing on the Strip. Because that's our franchise. Our franchise is Kung-Fu Cowboys. Don't we forget. Here you can experience all California has to offer, except the wildfires. Footloose. All right, it is 20 of 12 here. I think we've done a pretty amazing thing here tonight over the last 2.5 hours. The dancing girls were Chinese immigrants, so they moved into Chinatown, and that's where they continue their kung fu practice. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's about time we call all Marb stars. I think we put a button in this for now, and then we come back and revisit this. In fact, maybe what I'll do, just for the fuck of it, maybe I'll make this document. Maybe I'll make this a shared document. I'll put a link to it in Discord, and then any of you that wants to go in here and add to it, edit things, can do so. Because I mean, you're all basically executive producers now on this project. Anyone who's thrown ideas out. So why not? Make a new. Yeah, go ahead and make a new channel for just make it like Kung Fu Cowboys. And we'll make this shareable and put it in there. So if any of y'all want to go in and add to it, make some changes, etc., we can make this a true community effort. A community produced movie script that maybe we'll all produce the movie together if it gets to the point where we're like, you know what, maybe we should actually film this. So I'm going to take a very quick bathroom break here, because I've got like one and a half of these of liquid that I put down, and this whole time we've been writing here. But yeah, so let's take a quick bathroom break here. We're going to come back, and then it's going to be time to roll some Marbs. We got to figure out exactly how the creature works, but I'm thinking hive mind. Yeah, and this is all, yeah. So we'll address all this stuff, throw in your ideas, and we can come back. We can have we can have other powwow streams as well. Heck, shared writing streams here. We could keep coming back to this. Maybe not every week, but maybe every couple weeks. Maybe like once or twice a month. We can have a Kung-Fu Cowboys stream where we just further refine this and bring the story together. All right, anyway, bathroom break time. I really got to piss, and I don't want to do it here in my chair. So let's put up the pee-pee time. Let's change our tunage here. If you were here at the very start of the stream, then we shared. Right back. We got some new music released this week by our girl Isabel Pless here. So this song is called Shirley Temples, and it has a lot of references to Vermont in it. Let's see how many you can catch. All right, pee-pee time. Be right back.
Dad left early for the mountains. Mom drove to Essex to run errands. Ian lives downtown in a complex with 4 friends. It's been 2 months since graduation. I eat and sleep and do my makeup. Designated driver at the gay club. My life is ruled by common sense and low alcohol tolerance. There are less and less things I'm afraid of. Shirley Temples and Elise have yet to sign. Lay my nails down, I hate the feeling that there is some debt to be repaid. If for whatever reason I owe this place. I lie down on Randy's floor. Teach myself to play new chords. I call my college friends and say I wish I could teleport. But at least it doesn't hurt to be here anymore. Shirley Temples and Elise have yet to start. Lay my nails down, I hate the feeling that there is some debt to be repaid. If for whatever reason I owe this place. Nothing feels as big as it used to. Doesn't burrow down in my tissue. Funny how the wait list when there's nothing left to prove. I am who I was back then. I am still a teacher's kid. I guess that home was a space I had to go into. Funny how the wait lives when there's nothing left to prove. 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 I joined a cult, I didn't mean to. I just wanted a friend. Somebody handed me a red fruit. I sunk my teeth right in.
And we're back.
I don't know what happened. It was all so quick.
All right, the shared document for Kung Fu Cowboys is now in the brand new Kung Fu Cowboys Discord page. Link is there, and it's an edit link. So anyone who goes in there can edit the document. Just bear that in mind. So let's see what we can come up with. We're a smart, weird ass creative bunch. I'm sure it'll be fantastic. God damn it, I had turned up the volume to listen to the music better. Ow, my earballs! You mean you wouldn't rather hear the melodious voice of the streamer?
Well, calling all Marb Stars, calling all Marb Stars. That's right, it's time to roll, it's time to roll. Polish up those Marbs and bring them down to the service desk, plop them down gently yet firmly, because it's time to have a little fun. Oh yeah, calling all Marb Stars, calling all Marb Stars. Oh yeah.
All right, exclamation point play, everybody. Uh-oh. Simon! Update our stream category here. My life is dictated by common sense and alcohol tolerance. Damn, talk about real, says a guy who's in his early 20s and hasn't touched anything outside medicinal and mouthwash. That's Isabel, man. She has an incredible lyrical sense and way with words. She's maybe a couple years older than you, and she's just an incredible wordsmith. And she got her degree in linguistics, which doesn't surprise me in the least. But she's an incredible lyricist and songwriter. All right, we got Seema, Rickshaw Tom, Anyame, Jim, Fates, myself, Phoenix, and HB on the board. That's 8. We got 8 Marb Stars. Let's go.
Excellent!
Anybody else hanging out, lurking, wants to jump on in, we'd be happy to have you. Exclamation point play. There we go. Mare Bear backing that booty up in there. And CP Geek brings us up to 10. We're doing double-digit Marbs. Let's go. You're gonna be thinking about that freaking Kung-Fu Cowboy script for days. For days. Fates found an albino Cheeto. I mean, it's no Funky Funyun, but unless it is. Mare Bear finished lift, made the $200 quota. Good job, Mare Bear. I hope it was pleasant. I hope you had some good riders. But exclamation point play. Anybody else wants to jump on in and roll with us? We'd love to have you. We got Mare Bear, Seema, Rickshaw Tom, Anyame, Jim, Fates, myself, Phoenix, CB Geek, and HB. And then as I was... Anyone remember that cartoon Hong Kong Phooey? Hell yeah, I do. But as I was taking my bathroom break, I was thinking, like, is this something that we would want to film as, like, a live action movie? Would some of this even possible? Or would we want to, like... Because I mean, we haven't even written it yet, but I'm thinking it deserves more than just the basic audio theater treatment. But, like... Or maybe I mean, I don't know how to animate, but maybe it could be an animated thing Or maybe like a combination, maybe like fucking a la Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and like we have real people in it, but we also have like animated shit in it. I don't know. Well, that's way down the road thinking. Watch out for SEMA and HB, them sneaky little devils. Yeah, it's weird. The Lyft riders are better than the Uber riders. Well, maybe that's the way to go then. The weirdest thing for me when I got my meds today, this is the first time I have to keep one in the fridge. That'll take getting used to. I think once or twice I've had meds that need to be refrigerated. I think they were antibiotics, though. I think certain antibiotics have to be kept in the fridge. What was the one on Netflix where the guy gets his kung fu powers because he was struck by lightning and bitten by a cobra? I don't remember that one. Well, don't forget Disney's modern motto, nothing is impossible with VFX. Well, one of my internet friends, Amelia, in England, like she is one of those Disney CFX artists. She did VFX on Wicked, actually, which got nominated for an Academy Award for Best VFX. So you're a natural storyteller. It's the actor in him. Actor to fight. It's my inner Russ Longton coming out. That's awesome. I love Wicked. Cobra Kai. I don't think people got struck by lightning and bit by snakes in Cobra Kai. All right, well, let's get rolling here on race number 1. It's getting late. We've been having some good chats, but it is coming up on midnight. That's how they made Clayface in the Harley Quinn TV show. All right, looks like I think Jim's got the right tube here in terms of the opportune drop. But we'll see when we get out of the death funnel here. Aw, 'cause it's cute. He leans hard into the actor's path, and it sounds like Russ Longton. Russ Longton or King Henry. What is it? What do you want? To fight! Well, I want to fight as well. Good! There'll be nothing but fighting left then. What about... Oh, I'm just talking about me letting my actor out, and I said, oh, I'm letting my inner Russ Longton out. All right, we got Rickshaw Tom and Fates in that tumble dryer. This is just... Oh, what the heck is wrong with this course? World record is 2 minutes, 27 seconds. It looks like Fates and Rickshaw Tom are going the wrong way. So we may just have to leave them behind and come over here. My favorite was when he's the college chick, Megan or whatever. Huh? Gets so invested and tries to decide if he should go date... Wait, what are you talking about? LMFAO, we would have loved hearing that. Welcome to Greer's the Course. Wait, then we have... What the... There's a tumble dryer of despair here that goes nowhere. Oh, wait, there's a warp spot. Oh, I see. I see. All right, well, Mare Bear is in the final tumble dryer of despair. Mare Bear despair. But she's stampeding towards that finish. Trying to not to let anyone else finish before she does. Oh, nothing but dryers. I get it, because Greer's the laundromat. Well, I have a friend named Greer, and I was like, what does this have to do with Greer? Because it's bent in unnatural ways. Oh, HB! HB sneaking out just ahead of Mare Bear, stealing that dub. Mare Bear getting that sexy silver. Phoenix third, Jim fourth, Seema in fifth. Oh, Rickshaw Tom and Fates, though, offer some Yeetsa Pizza. Almost missed it. Anya May getting 6th place. Now we're just seeing, now it's me versus CP Geek. Who is going to get that coveted 8th place position? Can get the How Dare ready. And Mare Bear. I assume Mare Bear is how daring HB for stealing that, for stealing her finish. But HB with the W. Oh, and it looks like your boy. Looks like your boy getting that 8th. But HB with the W, Mare Bear 2nd, Phoenix 3rd, Jim 4th, Seema 5th, Anya May 6th, CB Geek 7th. Your boy stealing that 8th. Rickshaw, but also join in Rickshaw Tom and Fates for a little Yeetsa Pizza. Sounds delicious. Heard some guy in NPR this morning broadcasting from Johnson, Vermont. Wow! All right, let's move on to race number 2. Electric Boogaloo Chance Long Way. Exclamation point play, everybody. All right, looks like we're starting this race inside a hot dog. Oh, not quite, but it kind of looked like a hot dog. But exclamation point play, everybody. 10 is our magic number. Johnson, that's literally the only thing I remember about what he was broadcasting. It was an interview about something. Chance Longway sounds dirty. Like those cream-filled donuts called Long Johns. How can you eat one of those and keep a straight face? Cream-filled Long Johns. Who the fuck broadcast out of Johnson, Vermont? We used to. For years and years. Cream-filled Long John. Okay, name wasn't Megan, it's Stephanie. Mare Bear dropping a link in there. What's the link to, Mare Bear? What's in the goddamn link?
Clayface shouldn't go, but your boo, Stephanie, is mad stoked to hook up with you on the quad.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. Okay. I get it. For some reason, I thought that was rolled in with the Russ Longton bits, and I was like, what does Russ have to do with someone named Megan? To be fair, I was working, so not really paying attention. Did JSC able to reach Albany? No. Well, not through broadcast, but they're an online radio station now, so technically. Creamy Long John is the name of my David Bowie cover band? David Bowie and Creamy Long John and the Spiders from Mars. All right, we got HB, Jim, Rickshaw Tom, Anya May, Phoenix, myself, Mare Bear, Fates, CB Geek, and Seamoff. I didn't say your name. You're not on the board. I think we're all here, though, because we got our magic number of 10. So let's get ready to roll. Bad thing to hear at a job interview. What do I think of nepotism? That's a good question, Dad. Oh, Jim, right off the board. HB joining as well. Going right for the Yeats of Pizza instead of... What the heck is this? What the hell are you supposed to be? You're horrifying headbutt. All right, looks like myself and Mare Bear are also joining in the Yeats of Pizza party. Oh, and your boy stole that 8th again. With a Yeats of Pizza, that just means I need a W to get myself a hat trick. Rickshaw Tom, CB Geek, and Anya May joining us for Yeats of Pizza as well. And here comes Phoenix. Only Fates and Seema are still on the board. Rickshaw Tom made it to Connecticut. It's the terrible tiki launcher. Do you have any tsetse flies? All right, Seema's off the course. Where's Fates? Well, Fates wins by default, but where the heck are you? Oh, there you are. All right, well... It was there's technically no winner, but Fates made it the furthest, so by default, Fates is the winner. Fates first, Seema second, Phoenix third, Anya May fourth, CB Geek fifth, Rickshaw Tom sixth, Mare Bear seventh, ya boy in eighth, HB ninth, and Jim in 10th. That just means we all get Yeats of Pizza. So, technically, we're all winners. Unusual excerpts from a nature documentary. What color does a Smurf go when we choke? What is that number 11 ball supposed to be? It looks like bloody jaundice eye. Oh, that's the new Sketty sauce. It's a Sketty marb with marinara sauce, but the sauce is a little runny. But it's Sketty. If somebody wants to pick that, we'll zoom in on it so you can get a closer look. Because ultimately the goal is to have all food marbs. And we've got pizza, a baked potato, and hamburger, ice cream sandwich, and now we have Sketty. Oh, Lord. All right, Anya May is picking the Sketty ball. Let's zoom on in on it. Where is it? Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. There you go. You see? It's spaghetti with sauce on top. Except the sauce looks like it's alive. Tamarinara sauce. Ha ha ha. I'd like a little tamarinara sauce. 2 8s? Waddy would be aghast. Well, Waddy isn't here to how dare me, so I will steal all the 8s I want. Although I suppose I have to get in the course in order to steal another 8th. But exclamation point play, everybody. Our magic number is 10. We got Rickshaw Tom, Anya May, myself, Phoenix, Fates, and Mare Bear. Exclamation point play if you want to get in there. Still looks like blood. It needs cheese. Yeah, I mean, they could have done a little better. But, you know, it's fine. For what it is, it's fine. It's like elementary school cafeteria spaghetti day, where it's just like spaghetti and then heated up canned sauce without any extra seasoning or anything in it, or any shaky cheese, and it's just served as is. And if you're lucky, you get a piece of cheesy garlic bread on the side, and that makes up for it. Unlikely lines from a science program. Well, the test was conclusive. Cats have one life. No, I'm here. Secure the 8th for Waddy. Okay, it took too long to type that. That's okay. I mean, there are Pact members here, and Pact members are in their right to how dare me. No one how dared me last time. Mare Bear just how dared for not being the one to finish first by like a second. What a newsreader would never say, even in the
what a newsreader would say. Never even in the devastation of this earthquake, there are still stories of hope. I found a man's wallet on AM radio.
Oh, and Waddy's here! Waddy! So you may hear some wild rumors going around that I may or may not have procured eighths in one or two of the races we've had so far, but they're unfounded. They're unfounded rumors. Nope, have to speak slower. 9 out of 10 physicists agree Schrodinger was a dick to cats. Eric, how dare! Dang it. Guess I just couldn't get away from it. But it's because I was like, I'll get away with taking the eighths, and that made the Waddy sense start tingling. So Waddy's like, nope, have to wake up. There are how dares that need delivering. All right, we're missing... Who are we missing here? So with Waddy here, our magic number goes up to 11. So we're missing 2 Marb stars. We got CB Geek, Rickshaw Tom, Anya May, myself, Phoenix, Fates, Mare Bear, and Waddy. And we got Jim up there too. Name's hidden behind. There we go. Old radio sounds, you have to speak slower.
Old radio sounds, you have to speak slower. On AM radio.
Something like that. Almost makes me forget I have to schedule eye surgery. Ugh! Oh, and we got a cat dad here. Cat dad, showing up in stream as a friend, cat dad. How you doing? All right, well, we got our magic number of 11, but we got some new Marb stars on the board. So we're still, I think, missing some folks. But let's do roll call here, see who we got. We got Jim, CB Geek, HB, Mare Bear, Cat Dad, a.k.a. Modeled, Waddy, Phoenix, Fates, myself, Anyume, and Rickshaw Tom. If I didn't say your name, you're not on the board. Exclamation point play. Just got back from a date, ready to Marb. Ooh, tell us all about it. If you want, you don't have to. Even slower, haven't you ever heard JFK?
I throw summers and eyes in there for supper. I want a party platter.
Something like that. Nope. Slow. Like that. Not by word pronunciation, more time between each word.
Not by word association, pronunciation, more time between each word. This is the special report from the service desk of your local Ames department store. Broadcasting on AM radio.
When you live in a fucking mountain village, you got a FaceTime date sometimes. 3-hour FaceTime date. Very good. Hey, I mean, back in the day, it would have been on an old phone line like
AM radio.
And you wouldn't be able to see faces. Ah, FaceTime, the ultimate prophylactic. I think you just recorded some alien get hurt by cowboys and glow stick noises. Now you just need more background static. More static. More static. All right, let's get rolling here. I think we're all ready to go. Unnerving things to hear during a medical exam. Yes, I'll be operating. Oh, there you are. All right, looks like Kmart 27 set the world record on this course, 2 minutes 45 seconds. I don't know. Think we can beat Kmart, who literally only have one store left in all existence? Can we beat the one remaining Kmart in America? My mountain internet has y'all all blurry, so I'll definitely rely on the narration. All right, we will do our best to narrate efficiently so that Cat Dad can pay attention from afar from his mountain home, listening on AM radio. Strange things to hear in a war film. Why are we speaking English? Why are we speaking English? All right, we got Mare Bear leading the charge here. She wants to get that first finish. She's gunning for it. But CP Geek very close behind, as is your boy. We're making Mare Bear work for it. If she wants to finish first, then she's got to earn it. A little bit of a stumble here, but Mare Bear and CP Geek making a run for it. Here comes your boy. Here comes Anya May. The whole freaking field. Now we got to make our way around to the... to the Jackson Pollock butthole. Anime Rickshaw Tom scooting down, falling through the comb here. Could be anybody's race. There's still a ways to go. Rickshaw Tom hitting a warp point, but where does that go? Miss the warp point. I tell you where that takes you. You miss it, you go right for some Yeetza Pizza. All right, now Waddy currently in the lead. W could stand for Waddy, folks. We shall see. Oh, but here comes Jim and Fates. Waddy going straight through the center of the pegboard. Ballsy move, and it pays off. And your boy abandoning course. Joining Rickshaw Tom for some Yeetza Pizza. Waddy in the lead. Phoenix trying to close that distance. Currently in Sexy Silver second place. Anime and HB duking it out for third. Fates and Seema joining me and Rickshaw Tom for some Yeetza Pizza. As is Mare Bear. Mare Bear. Yeetza Pizza and stealing the 8th on her way there. Good, I'm glad. I love pizza. And Waddy. W stands for Waddy, folks. Waddy wakes up, jumps onto the board, and just walks away with a W. With a dominant W at that. Miles ahead of Anya May, who got the Sexy Silver. Now the race for third looks like it's going to be HB for third. Now we got Phoenix, CP Geek, and Jim duking it out for fourth. Looks like Phoenix is going to grab it. Jim and CP Geek, they're stranded inside Jarrett's labyrinth there. Looks like Jim just scooting ahead of CP Geek for fifth. CP Geek in sixth. Now we're just waiting for Cat Dad here. Lucky number 7. Oh, but going to be hit by the flames of oblivion. Can't get past the paddle wheel of sadness. But Waddy with the W. Yeah, baby. Slogan of my life. But Waddy first, Anime second, HB third, Phoenix fourth, Jim fifth, CB Geek sixth, Cat Dad / Modeled in seventh, Mare Bear stealing that 8th. Oh, I think we got a saying coming here. Something that Mare Bear likes when she's been naughty and steals the 8th. And then Seema 9th, Fates 10th, your boy 11th, and Rickshaw Tom in 12th. Mare Bear, how dare! Mary Bear getting that verbal spanking there for stealing the 8th. Unlikely things to hear on a charity TV show. Let's cut the crap. All of you send us a $5 and we'll put the proper telly back on. Can't get past the paddle wheel of sadness. I'm just not understanding how these statements are considered a joke because they don't make sense on their own. Oh, for the stuff that Fates is putting in.
Piss off, Ghost!
He's freaking gone.
He's freaking gone.
All right, exclamation point play, everybody. Apparently we're starting somewhere inside this freaking world engine looking thing. But exclamation point play, get ourselves back on the board. Oh, and apparently we just had an ad break, so welcome back in to anybody who was booted out temporarily. My apologies there. They're from a British comedy show. They are satire. The war one is because in war films, all people speak English. Oh, so it's a dry British humor. But exclamation point play, everybody. Magic number was 11, I believe. So we're waiting for 11 Marb stars. We're currently at 10. Let's see who we got. Let's figure out who we're missing. We got Waddy, Catad, Jim, Seema, myself, Phoenix, CB Geek, Anime, Fates, and HB. Looks like I think we're missing Rickshaw Tom, who informed us did make it to Connecticut safely, safe and sound. Get your balls on the board. So saith Seema. I think this is all of us, though. I think 11 is our current magic number. But anybody who's hanging out, lurking, wants to jump on in, exclamation point play. Bring those Marbs to the service desk. Plop them down gently but firmly. Things you don't want to hear in a hospital. Whose penis is this? Let go of my penis! I was enjoying a meal, a succulent Chinese meal. You got into Connecticut. But you're not at your destination yet. All right, well, let's, this is the penultimate race, number 4 out of 5. World record on this one set by Thunder Chief at 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Can you go take a shit so the surgeon can get his car keys back? Oh, my God. I'd say, I'd say no. You want him back? Fucking cut me open. I'm not, just the thought of shitting out a key? Or plural keys? Like a whole fucking ring? All the teeth? Yeah, fucking cut me back open.
I could shit right now.
Awesome. All right. Well, speaking of that, let's get rolling. Exclamation point lawsuit. Yeah, I want to take your cell phone out while you're at it. This year's sticks. All right, these are hard ones to follow when they cram them all in, and this is Look at this, I'm tripping out. I'm freaking out here, man. You fall through that, you end up in Darude 100 years ago. Does that say call? Okay, call. Shark. 1-800-SHARK. That doesn't work. We need more numbers. 1-800 SHARK. We need two more numbers. Can't just be 1-800-SHARK. 1-800-GO-SHARK. All right, I think I saw Cat Dad jumping off for some Yeetza Pizza, so we'll put the hat back on. All right, I think Rickshaw Tom and Waddy are duking it out here. Rickshaw Tom currently leading the charge. Waddy in second, very, very close behind. Oh, Waddy scooting into the lead, though. Rickshaw Tom, though, back in the lead. All right, dueling dubs are happening right now. But Waddy, though, making up some steam here. Waddy could be going 2 for 2 with the W's. W does stand for Waddy, folks. Rickshaw Tom currently in second. Anime in third. Jim in fourth. Seamaw's in fifth. 1-800 bite me. Oh, that needs one more number though. That's just one number too short. 1-800 bite me. Anime offers some Yeetza Pizza. Jim currently in the lead here. Your boy Rickshaw Tom duking it out for second. 1-800 bite me too. 1-900-69-420. Bite me too. What happened to bite me one? We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Bite me too. Just the fact that it's 2 makes it funnier. I don't know. It's one of those comedy things that you can't explain. All right, Waddy. Oh, Yeetza Pizza for Waddy, and the 8th place position. Phoenix joining for Yeetza Pizza as well. Jim is too. Oh, and your boy with the W. That's a hat trick for me. Your boy locking in the hat trick. HB got that sexy silver. Fate's in third. I almost just spit my drink on the phone. CMOG joining for Yeetza Pizza. Now we're just waiting to see where CB Geek and Rickshaw Tom will lie. CB Geek locking in that 4th. Now we're just waiting to see where Rickshaw Tom. Just got to stick the landing here. All right, and your boy with the Yeetza Pizza Marb locking in the hat trick, getting the W. Your boy's making it happen. Waddy got her 8th. Woo! Your boy with the W, HB 2nd, Fate's 3rd, CB Geek 4th, Rickshaw Tom in 5th, CMA 6th, Jim 7th, Waddy got Waddy's 8th, Phoenix 9th, Anime 10th, and Cat Dad in 11th. Moving on to the last race here, so you know what that means. Last call. Whoops. Ew, that sounds terrible. Without the reverb on it, this just does not hit the same. This is just dry. There's no effects on this or anything. I mean it's, I guess if you want a nice dry sound, it's okay. If you just even just throwing a little flanger on it is just that's not quite enough. But maybe if we were maybe we need to be playing with the pitch here a little bit. Maybe that's what we need to be playing with. Maybe the pitch is what we need to be playing with. I don't know. But just throwing a bit of reverb onto it, and suddenly we're calling everyone to the service desk. Bring those mobs, plop them down on the counter. Last call. Bring your mobs to the service desk. The store is going to close. You will be locked inside until Tuesday. Thank you for shopping at Ames. I suppose I should heed my own advice and actually get on the board, because I wasn't. Congrats, Eric. Thank you, Seymour. Unlikely lines from a disaster movie. The Martians landed at 4 a.m. in Bristol, went ugh, and left again. And then they ended up at Area 51, but they Naruto ran through the gates and managed to escape, and they hid in the back of in the trunk of a vehicle driven by a bunch of ravers on their way home from Burning Man, and ended up going into a sandstorm. Is it weird that I want this to be an exceptionally long race, so we'll get to the house at the same time as the end of stream? Well, it looks like there's no world record for this course, so that could be that it's really long, or it could be that it's really bad. but there's only one way to find out. But exclamation point play. Let's see. We got Cat Dad, Anyame, Jim, Waddy, myself, HB, Fates, Phoenix, Seema, and Rickshaw Tom. I think we're just missing Mare Bear here. Mare Bear's got to back that booty on up in here. Oh, there's CB Geek as well. So now we're just missing Mare Bear. Did we have Mare Bear the last time? The last race? Yeah, that's who we were missing the last time. Because we picked up a couple of Marb stars, but our number stayed the same. So yeah, maybe we've been missing Mare Bear. Well, if you're out there, Mare Bear, get on the board. Exclamation point play. I'm going to take a little swiggeroony of my tasty beverage here. Delightful. All right, I don't know. We may have lost Mare Bear. All right, well, I guess we are all here, though, so we are going to get ready to roll. Unlikely things to hear on a news program. And in economic news, we're fucked. Good day. Except in our current climate right now, that's basically exactly what we're going to start hearing. I mean, starting fucking next month, we're going to have to fucking 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and all this other bullshit. No, we're not going to talk about politics. That's not what we're... Oh, but we got a fast finish here. Oh, I think your boy just got a world record. We got Fates in second, CB Geek third, Modeled Cat Dad fourth, Waddy fifth, Jim sixth, Seema seventh, Rickshaw Tom stealing that eighth, Anyame 9, Phoenix in 10th. HB, what are you doing? HB is taunting the flames of oblivion. Risky move, HB, but it paid off. Truth. All right, your boy with the world record and the W. Well done, me. Fates in second, CB Geek third, Cat Dad fourth, Waddy fifth, Jim sixth, Seema seventh, Rickshaw Tom in eighth, Anyame ninth, Phoenix 10th, and HB 11th. Rickshaw Tom, not a member of the pact. And stealing that eighth blatantly, I should say, or I don't know, you'd probably be... Rickshaw Tom brazenly stole the eighth. Excellent, Eric. Thank you, Seema.
Top how dare!
I think that's what you were going for. All right, but now, with that last race over, it's time for us to head on over to Victory Valley, see who stands tall and proud, going home with all the gold, all the glory, and all the bragging rights. And in third place, going home with the bronze, we've got... Hey, it's your boy! Well, despite the dubs and the world record, your boy, well, at least I'm standing on the tower. And in second place, going home with silver, sexy silver, we've got... Phoenix! Well done, Phoenix, on the sexy silver. And going home with all the gold, all the glory, and all the bragging rights is none other than the most...
Excellent!
HB! Well done, HB. Massive Massive, dominant win by HB. 204 points and 1 W. Miles ahead of Phoenix's 112-0 for second. Your boy in third, 91-2. Waddy fourth, 82-1. Anya May fifth, 73-0. Fates sixth, 71-1.
It's not about butthole.
This time it's not about the butthole pleasures. It's about the marb-hole pleasures. Mayor Baron 7th, 64-0. CB Geek getting that overall 8th, 7-0. Rickshaw Tom 9th. Cat Dad 10th. Seema 11th. And Jim rounding things out here. But
Pizza! Pizza! Let's fucking go!
But a little Yeetza pizza for everyone here.
Macone 42 is now following.
Mr. Cone 42, yo, what's cooking? Not too much. We're just finishing up our stream here, actually. We like to end all our streams with a Marbs Grand Prix. We we spent 2.5 hours, absolutely unplanned, but we spent 2.5 hours of stream amongst chat and my own wacky brain writing, like, workshopping a story for like a movie script called Kung-Fu Cowboys. That's like a spaghetti western meets John Carpenter's The Thing with elements of Back to the Future Part 3 and 3:10 to Yuma and and an alien invasion. And yeah. We're having a day. Well, thank you for the follow, and Anya May gifting you a sub, Mr. Cone.
Anya_May gifted a tier 1 sub to Mr. Cone 42.
Thank you for that gifted sub, Anya May.
In the channel.
Enjoy that gift sub, Mr. Cone. Yeah, there was a Kung Fu Cowboys, 3 Days of Death. So apparently it's a franchise that we're oh, now we're sitting in the dark. Apparently it's a franchise we're all writing together called Kung Fu Cowboys, and part 1 is called 3 Days of Death, and part 2 is something to do with 2 of the ensemble characters escaping and ending up at the Hotel California. I'll be back here. I mess with the vibes. Oh no, we thrive on chaos in here. We're so if you're into chaos and weird vibes, you came to the right place. We serve that on a silver platter along with a nice fat slice of Yeetza pizza.
Pizza! Let's fucking go!
Kung Fu Cowboys, 3 Days of Death. It's definitely something. We just don't know exactly what right now. But if you have an interest in such things, we've got a shared Google Doc that is now up in my Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, you can see all the crazy shit we were talking about earlier. Chaos Crew. Is that the name we're gonna? Because I mean, we all basically have writing credit at this point. So there's this, like, instead of just saying it's written by me, it's written by the Chaos Crew. I don't know, like a la Broken Lizard or Monty Python. We're the Chaos Crew. I don't know. Maybe we need a better name than that. We'll have to figure it out. No, we're the Snoot Troop. There we go. We're Snoot Troop. How could we ever forget? How could we ever forget? We're the Snoot Troop. Written by Chaos Crew, a Snoot Troop production. Okay. Jesus, I look like Parappa the Rapper right now. It's because the earphones make my head so wide. Hank, how'd my head get so fat? Chaos Crew was a couple of members of the second Critical Role campaign. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And I was thinking that seems like a rather common thing. So I think we're just Snoot Troop. We're Snoot Troop Productions. We're STP. Nobody tell Stone Temple Pilots. All right. We've dragged this night out quite a bit. We're after 12:30 at this point. I'd like to thank y'all for hanging out, having some really great chats tonight. We're all writing. That is so tough. Oh, have I got hats? Have I got hats up the wazoo? You got the Snoot Troop hat. How about your first dose of free nudes? Got some free nudes for you if you come back. No, one more minute. Okay, written by the Snoot Troop, a Red Universe production. And it's going to be I think it was Waddy that dubbed the term Eric's Extended Universe, so it could be EEU production. Well, you know how when you see the credits of a movie, you have like all the different companies have their own thing? So like it would still be a Seeing Red production. I mean, depending on how it's made. Like STS Media presents a Seeing Red production written by the Snoot Troop in association with the Eric's Extended Universe. It'd be all those freaking things. And then Kung Fu Cowboys. 3 days. No, 3 days of death. Maybe like how Paramount and Fox have openings, ours can be an animated Bella snooting around. Yeah, something like that. With like triumphant music in the background, trumpets and things. Somebody get John Williams on standby. Or Alan Silvestri, who did the music for Back to the Future and the Avengers movies. We're back to that story. But yeah, the file's there for all y'all to check out if you want. Everyone's got an edit link for it. Well, it's one link, but John Williams is enjoying his retirement. He's also I know. I think he's 92 now, something like that. But dude is an icon, an American icon. All right, so as we're buying time so that Tom can get to where he needs to be, I'm outside right now. I'm 86% sure there's a raccoon in your trash can. Could be a raccoon. It could be something much, much worse. All right, well, let's read through this once more as we're buying time for Rickshaw Tom to get to his destination. So, Kung Fu Cowboys, 3 days of death. Every 100 years, like Brigadoon, the old west village of Darude appears within a once-in-a-century sandstorm. In the year 2000, a ragtag group of ravers on their way to Burning Man gets caught up in the storm and ends up lost in history, stumbling upon Darude as it appears from the sands of time. The story is perhaps told by a pair of Navajos sitting on the horizon, commentating blah 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 as a way to provide exposition, or sitting around a campfire telling the story and providing exposition through flashbacks. There's a showdown between the cowboys because of the death and destruction that the thing/alien has brought, and they are blaming everyone else, so it's a misunderstanding. But one of them is totally a douchebag, so we're happy when he dies. The Kung Fu comes in when a small band of samurai explorers comes into town and then tries to fight everyone in the club after a perceived insult. Maybe they're peyote smugglers? During the celebration at the big finale, it should be a hoedown version of Sandstorm. A glow stick versus dynamite scene that finds a lit stick of dynamite thrown through the air going down the vent tube of an outhouse where it explodes out the bottom, lifting the outhouse several feet in the air like a cartoon. The man who just went in there stumbles out all smoking and covered in ash, stumbles a few steps and face plants. Other dude who was waiting to take a dump looks at the man and the broken shit shack and then turns and walks away instead. Sweat Lodge and peyote fuels the whole incident. One of the kids meets his grandfather, long history of the drunken gods lineage, possibly through peyote and XXX booze bender. The douchebag dies, his body starts convulsing, and we have a repeat of the defibrillator scene from The Thing. Lots of transcendental cha-cha-cha. Someone has to say at some point, this is not Brigadoon, it's a Brigadon't. Potential racist angle between disgruntled Chinese cowboys and the people who make the rules in Darude. And there's two brothers. They were twins separated at birth that appeared at Darudes from different points in history, so they're different ages, and we wouldn't know right away that they're actually twins, but when they fight, they always end at a stalemate and are perfectly matched to one another. We could also potentially have modern police/law enforcement officers appear during the third act, and butthole pleasures. There's a three-way circular showdown a la A Few Dollars More, another one of our nods to an inspirational film. Some of the necessities we'd like to have: drunken bar fight, high noon duel, rooftop kung fu, ninja stealing a blood sample so nobody can tell who's infected, and each of the 3 days ends with the death of a major character, thus 3 days of death. Town has a doctor who is perhaps a scientist who has dabbled in time travel theory and looks suspiciously like Doc Brown, but is actually Scott Greatman. Potential ending number 1, person that drinks the XXX liquor and passes out at the beginning wakes up at the end of Burning Man because the festival's over and they all need to leave. Characters that have died are suddenly alive again, and it's as if none of this has even happened. He's been using a stack of old movie VHS tapes as a pillow, including such films as The Thing, 3:10 to Yuma, Back to the Future Part 3, A Few Dollars More, etc. So, as they're leaving Burning Man, as if Darude never happened at all, they drive into a sandstorm that appears on the horizon, and it's actually the beginning of the movie, and a false ending. But the camera keeps rolling, and they end up back in Darude, but this time the peyote guy remembers they were there before, but nobody believes him. Also, before they left Burning Man, an escaped alien from Area 51 stumbled through the desert and hides itself inside the open trunk of the Raver's vehicle, so they end up taking the alien into Darude themselves and unknowingly causing the whole fiasco in the first place. And when law enforcement turns up claiming to be after the drug runners, they're actually feds trying to get the alien back. And this alien escaped from Area 51 the only way he knows how, and the only way that will ever succeed, but which is Naruto running out of Area 51, which is how he was able to dodge all the bullets and evade capture. And as with most movies like this, the animals will have to die first in bizarre and horrific ways, like a runaway ox pulling a cart whose hair falls off, followed by the skin, and then muscle melting off, while it continues to run until it's just a galloping skeleton pulling a wagon full of dance hall girls screaming bloody murder. The weapon against the thing for ages was dynamite. It couldn't handle the light, so the ravers end up throwing a rave to get rid of the thing. And we have a rave to save the universe. Perhaps a rainstorm douses the bonfire and the torches. The thing approaches, and we have these twin brothers who are decked out in glow sticks, and the only fight we see is them as glow sticks having this epic kung fu showdown where they have to cooperate and fight together to fend off the thing. And then since we have a big death at the end of each of the days, we could tie each of these deaths into a death. Each one is a different death of the psyche. Day 1, id. Day 2, ego. Day 3, super ego. And a potential spin-off / sequel, Kung Fu Cowboys 2, Dancing on the Strip. 2 dancing girls end up actually escaping through the sandstorm. We see this via post-credit sequence after the movie's over. A red convertible Cadillac stops as they reach the highway, and totally not Hunter S. Thompson picks them up and brings them to a hotel in California and checks them in so he can finally be able to check out and leave. But now the girls are stuck at the Hotel California. We're nuts. We're nuts. And I love it. Oh, I was right. He is 92. John Williams is 92. Make that a movie now. Unlikely things to read on a health insurance form. Do you hear voices? No. Are you deaf? No. So you do hear voices. Yes. I'm sorry, you are denied. Huge applause to you who wrote it. Oh, a lot of these ideas are from all of you. These are our ideas. And again, if you want to contribute to this, if you want to edit what's been written, and you want to add to it, there's a link in Discord under the brand new Kung Fu Cowboys channel. The link will take you right to the shared Google Doc, and you can have at it. And we'll revisit. Maybe in a week or two, we'll have another writing workshop stream, and we'll go through this document, see what changes have been made, and how we can begin to refine and expand upon this story and pull it into something maybe we could actually turn into a production. So, but for one day in, we got a lot of freaking ideas here, a lot of bones, a lot of good bones. We just gotta line things up and make it stable, in the most unhinged, unstable way possible. How I joined Discord. I believe we have a link to the Discord. There you go. There's the link to join the Discord. I love this. Thanks. And yeah, Fates accidentally came up with the name for the sequel, and it works. Dancing on the Strip. Because, like, yeah, it's the Hotel California, but it's actually going to be in Vegas. And that's part of why they can't escape, because they don't know where they are. I'm looking at a map of California, but none of this is here. It's because you need to be looking at a map of Las Vegas. An old map of Las Vegas, specifically. Like OG version 1 Las Vegas. The one that has been all but nearly returned to the sand and built upon with concrete and steel. So yeah, we have this document inside the Kung-Fu Cowboys channel. So anyone can jump on in, and the more minds we put on this, the more interesting and collaborative it's going to be. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. That'd be pretty freaking awesome to be able to do something real with this. But for now, Jamaica. Oh, there you go. Rickshaw Tom made it. All right. So on that note, I think we are ready to close things out here. So let's raid on over to our old friend DJ Nikki G. Been a while since we've been over there. So, and it's been a couple streams since we've raided out. And Nikki G, always a good time. Let's just get this shut up here, ready to raid away. Whoops, I clicked the wrong thing. But I will be back Tuesday night, same time, same place, and we will for sure be jumping in to continue our story on Tell Me Why. And in the meantime, I hope you do check out what we've written so far on this story and add some of your 2 cents to it. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And until I see you next, so long and good night. So long and good night.
Butthole pleasures. It's not about butthole pleasures at all.
It's not about butthole pleasures. But let's raid.
So
Oh boy.
something I want to do is I want to take the powers and the awful algorithms of Chat GPT, and I want to apply it to these. These are writing dice. And there's just